Hampton by Hilton for a science fair in Springfield. Last month she was a mathlete in Martindale. Next she'll be a robot whiz in Riverside. She fuels up on free Hampton waffles. You fuel up on coffee. With 6 hours of applied biology ahead of you, you need all your synapses firing. Proud parent of a prodigy? That's why we're here with free hot breakfast and more than 2,400 locations. Book at Hampton.com for our price match guarantee. Hampton by Hilton. Terms and conditions apply.
O'Reilly.
If you've been delaying needed maintenance like changing your oil, replacing headlight bulbs, or installing new brake pads, stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts and put your tax refund to work. Our professional parts people will help you get more mileage from your refund and avoid costly repairs down the road. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better prices every day.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
If you're fishing, the last thing you want to do is to rebait your hook. But if you're getting insulation, a rebait is absolutely perfect. And right now, Brian Rapolo at Rapolo's Insulation has got a really sweet deal going on through the SWEPCO rebate program, up to 60 to 75% off. It is a no-brainer. I'm telling you, it is a no-brainer. Give them a call, 865-5113, 865-5113.
Welcome to Walk-On's Bistro and Bar, where every dish starts from scratch. Fresh ingredients bring our food to life. Mouth-watering cuisine, unique flavors, and we're always more than happy to share our Southern charm and culture. A love of life, family, food, friends, fun, sports, and celebrations. Walk-Ons. It's game day with the taste of Louisiana.
Sports World 8809, Jewella in Shreveport, Louisiana, is your local uniform professionals since 1973. That's right, since 1973, they've been taking care of your school uniform needs, your softball uniform needs, cheerleader, baseball, football, basketball, you name it. And for you refs out there, they've got you covered as well. They got the striped shirts, they've got the sunglasses, they got everything you need. Sports World, 8809 Jewella, just off 3132. Your local uniform professional since 1973. Sports World, bringing you the early riser.
If it's LSU sports, it's on 1130 The Tiger.
She's alive. Science.
Woo! Woo! Hey! Hey! Every time I poke Roger. Woo-hoo! Welcome back, everybody. 11:30 The Tiger, Tim Fletcher Show on this lovely Wednesday, day before Valentine's Day. Hope you're doing okay. Yes, indeed. I am telling you right now, what an incredible game last night. And I ain't talking just about the LSU Kentucky game. Did you see the Duke Louisville game? Holy moly. As if we needed any more reasons to hate Duke. Whew. They got after it. Down 23, was it, Rogers?
Yes.
Came from 23 down with like 9:58 to play.
Yep.
There was a dude who posted on Twitter that he was able to get a money line bet, a $10 bet on Duke money line with them down 23, and it paid, I think it was 140 to 1.
Really?
Yeah. So he turned maybe 120 to 1. He turned $10 into $1,200.
Sweet.
Yeah. You're going to do it. Go ahead and do it.
Oh, that's our cousin, isn't it?
And did you see the photo of Zion Williamson, like, trying to wrestle a ball away from a Louisville player? Did you see the one I'm talking about?
Yes, I know exactly what you're
Where his fingers are denting the basketball. There's like a Louisville player who's got both hands on it, and Zion Williamson's got like one hand, this big giant bear paw, and his fingers are denting in a fully inflated basketball. I'm like, he's like a slee stack. Except he's got a lot more leaping ability.
Beer.
Yeah, no lie. Just amazing.
But I do love the fact that Duke's greatest comeback ever is overshadowed in some circles by LSU.
Here he is, having the time of his life.
So I went on Twitter and I asked, hey, anybody got any, excuse me, hello. Anybody got any ideas for a nickname for this game? The Bluegrass Miracle. Now, there's a couple that were texted to me that I cannot use on the air. I told Rogers they're pretty good ones, but we can't say them on the air. Craig comes up with Tucky Toppin' Tiger Tip-In. That's not bad. Let's see. We got Tiger Eruption. Rupp Arena.
That's not bad.
Gold Tending.
Not bad at all.
The Big Tip-In. Bluegrass Tiger Tip. Bluegrass Brexit. Fried Calipari. The Bigby Bluegrass Miracle. And Tucky Toppin' Tiger Tip-In. The two that were texted in are still, I think, the winners, but they can't win. People don't like the Brewer ad. Holy moly. If that scares you. Whew. I cannot go with these. If you want to know what they are, text me and I'll text them back to you. But you have to prove to me you're over 18. So don't text me and I won't text you back. Never mind. I don't want a 13-year-old kid showing mom, Tim Fletcher texted me this. So let's just, I'm not going to text you anything. Rogers will be the only one that knows these. Or you can go to Twitter. We put them on Twitter. Draco said, Billy said Kentucky would blow them out and Clay Travis is an idiot. Oh, boy, what did Clay Travis do now, Draco? Tonto wanted to know, what do we end up naming the game? We're still looking for a clean, good one that fits. There's got to be something with Bigby Williams. Anything with Calipari, anything with Big Blue. Did you see the Kentucky fans crying? Why were they crying? Because, Rogers, you equate Kentucky basketball fans with what group of people?
Alabama football fans.
Mm-hmm.
They do not think they should lose. They do not feel they have the right to lose. And when they do lose, it's just a complete shock. Believe me, all my years with Timmy B, the times I had to go to the SEC tournament, and believe me, there's Kentucky fans there, and they are a fanatic fan base. But no, they just cannot believe somebody as lowly as LSU could come into their arena and beat them. The Kentucky Blue Blood fan base is just like the Alabama football fan base. And I'm not being mean. I've just been around both of them, and they just don't expect to lose. And when they lose, obviously it had to be
cheating.
Had to be cheating.
The refs were against us.
I mean, except when you lose 44-16, there's not much cheating involved there. You just got your arse whipped.
Yeah.
But those two fan bases are exactly the same.
Our little show brought to you by the fine folks over at Walk-On's Bistro and Bar. I bet the folks over at Walk-On's were pretty joyous last night when that Bigby Williams tip went in. I bet there was Walk-Ons around the state probably had a little bit of cleaning up to do in aisle 7 because there was probably a couple of beers spilled, a couple of food items like, whoa, where'd those, what I just do with my mozzarella log? I had it in my hand and then I threw it up in the air. Who got it? I'm throwing my mozzarella logs in the air like I just don't care. Walk-On's Bistro and Bar, Airline Drive, north of 220, and, of course, in Shreveport, Erie Drive, just south of East 70th. We'll get into the tip, all right? The Cavell Bigby Williams tip. How nervous were you, Tiger fans? How nervous were you when you saw the refs go to the scorer's table? Now, granted, if we knew then what we now know, and some already knew this, that goaltending was not reviewable, but just how nervous were you when you saw them immediately go to the scorer's table? Were you thinking, Oh, gosh, we're going to overtime. This is going to overtime. Give us a call, 320-1130, Mudbugs Hockey Hotline. Text us on the Bayou Bellways Trash Text Line, 318-GUY-PILE, 318-489-7453. How about little green onions with that crybaby salad, Kentucky? Oh, and by the way, good luck having Papa John behind your bench now. Yeah, he's made the switch over. Good for you. You got Drake and Papa John on your side. Ha ha! Tim Fletcher Show, 11:30 The Tiger. We'll be back right after this. Your local uniform professional since 1973, Sports World, bringing you the early riser.
Everybody's looking to save some money, right? Come on, we're not all Rockefellers around here. That's why this deal going on right now with Rapolo's Insulation is a no-brainer. If you qualify, there is a direct rebate of up to 75% off with brand new insulation with a rebate program through Swepco and Rapolo's Insulation. I'm telling you, it's like found money. Rapolo's Insulation, the rebate program, 865-5113.
I love the old-fashioned tacos at Jimmy V's, and you know why? Number one, the meat is delicious. And even if I don't feel like having meat, if I feel like having a little vegetarian thing, all of their vegetables are absolutely fresh and delicious.
They are, and I'm a meat guy, but I love their veggies.
Yes, and their homemade tacos with the puffy, crispy, goodness.
It's a puffy, crispy goodness, sweetie.
And the queso and the salsa.
It's all good.
And the margaritas. I mean,
at Jimmy V's Fajita Factory.
Yeah, did we say that? Jimmy V's Fajita Factory.
Old Minden Road in Bossier City, just off I-20.
318-843-6228. 318-843-6228. That's the customer service line for Gippsland Bank and Trust. Oh, we've had to use it a few times. And when we call, human beings answer the phone. Death to the machines. Long live the humans. That human touch, that personal touch. From Gippsland Bank and Trust, customer service.
Indeed knows it's hard to find qualified candidates when you're hiring.
It's like finding a unicorn.
But when you post your job on Indeed, it's easy to find people with the skills you need.
Nurse practitioner, 4+ years experience, acute care certification.
Indeed has a huge pool of amazing candidates and screener tools that help you find your most qualified applicants.
Whoa, an entire
Wrestling the attachments. Hook up everything from a front loader to a drive-over mower deck in no time. So you can haul gravel, cut grass, or do any job in between. Because when things just click, work just gets done. Information, please call toll-free 855-633-2315.
It's time for some straight talk. It's tax refund time, hallelujah. What are you going to do with all that glorious $200 on a Samsung Galaxy S9 with in-store activation? Straight Talk Wireless, only at Walmart.
See terms at straighttalk.com.
Have you seen all the trucks on Uri Drive? And I'm not talking about the ones swerving to miss potholes.
No, I know what you mean. 7500 Uri Drive, Chevyland. What did you call that place again?
What? Why?
$12,000 off select 2018 Chevy Silverado Crew Cab LTs. That's what I said, Allie.
Oh, they're on sale.
$12,000 off select 2018 Chevy Silverado Crew Cab LTs. I'm not going to say it a third time.
You should.
Chevyland, we care about you. 7500 Uri Drive in Shreveport, Louisiana. Nicole joins us from First Choice Personnel, and they've got jobs, and more jobs, including the clerical field.
Right, Tim. Right now, with clerical positions, we have administrative assistant positions. We have positions for bookkeepers, basic clerical, receptionists, anything right now. If somebody's actually looking for a job or people looking for employees, we have a lot of what you're looking for.
There's even a superhero. They call him Captain Clerical. At First Choice Personnel, 797-7810.
Your local uniform professional since 1973, Sports World, bringing you the early riser.
11:30 The Tiger is your home for Wrestling Observer Live, weekdays at 2 p.m., where we talk pro wrestling from around the globe. Catch us this afternoon at 2, right here on 11:30 The Tiger.
Where Shreveport and Bossier come for LSU sports, 11:30 The Tiger.
Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. What's happening? Hot stuff.
That's okay.
It is Wednesday. Tim Fletcher Show. Early riser portion of the program. Brought to you by Sports World. 8809 Joella, your local uniform professionals. Oh, yeah. They got it covered for you right there. Bayou Bell Waste Trash Text Line. Taking care of business. Every day. Every day. Every day.
I hate ribs with that dude. Like, that's a qualifier to being a good human being. Man, he ate ribs with me.
Ribs with that guy.
How could he have kept 8 people hostage in his house? I had ribs with that dude.
Yeah. We're having a little bit of a Facebook issue here, but we're trying to hook it up to where you can watch
Hey, I
it
was
via
born
the
like
YouTube
that.
link.
Come on.
Exactly. So we do think we've got it connected on the YouTube channel, so we'll see. And we'll see how that goes. You can text us on the Bayou Bell Waste Trash text line. Cupcake sends in a text. Today, where is he? Is he getting donuts somewhere? Cupcake, where are you getting donuts? Oh, he looks like he's at a Krispy Kreme. I think he's in Atlanta.
He's not here.
He's not here. Oh, it's not happening here, sweetheart. It is not happening here. So, got that going for us. Johnny C., do you think that goaltending should have been called? Oh, well, here we go. So, did you guys fear that? Our show brought to you by Landers Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, the home of a new baby, Trey Rogers. He's a papa for the first time. Denny, a grandpa for the fourth time. That tells me that the Rogers need to sell some more Jeeps, Chrysler 300s, Challengers, Chargers, Ram pick-em-up trucks. Baby needs new shoes. And, you know, Trey's on that keto diet anyway, so he's already kind of, like, agitated. And now he's got a brand-new baby. He's got the pressure on to keep the weight off and the baby in new shoes.
Hope you didn't like sleep.
Yeah, no lie. So Landers, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, they are extra motivated right now to give you great deals, including on Motor Trend Magazine's SUV of the Year, the Jeep Wrangler, and Motor Trend Magazine's Truck of the Year, the Ram 1500. Rogers, immediately I thought, as a matter of fact, here we go. We've got Chris Blair from the LSU Radio Network. Of course, you heard the game right here on 1130 The Tiger. Here's his call of the game-ending play.
LSU going to have the ball going the length of the floor. Quickly to Skylar Mays. Mays working across. 3 seconds. Mays driving. Mays goes up. Layup off the glass. Tapped in by Cabell Bigby Williams. Did they count the basket? Did they count the basket? They haven't signified it yet. The putback by Cabell Bigby Williams. John Calipari at midcourt wants a review to see if it was on the cylinder. Mays drove the Wildcats all the way to the rim, put it up, just missed on the lay-in. Bigby Williams taps it. That angle there doesn't show it. It's hard to tell if it was on the rim. That shot came from the high cam. But we'll wait and see.
Oh, so there was a little bit of wait and see. And if you heard, that's Chris Blair and John Brady from the LSU Sports Radio Network. Of course, that KWKH, your home for LSU Sports, 1130 The Tiger. And then that came down right after that as well. So we're not exactly sure what sound that came from. Might have been from the truck. So there was a lot of confusion. And you even heard Chris Blair say the refs went over to the scores table to see if there was goaltending. Well. There is no review of goaltending. Were you aware of that? There is no review of goaltending. And after the game, John Calipari said, look, the plays that cost us the game, and again, I don't want to take anything away from LSU to come in this building and do what they did down the stretch and make the shots that they made and basically rebound the ball offensively against us like they did. They deserve to win the game. But that being said, I love that our kids fought and put themselves in position to win the game. Then it came down to that last play, and I mean, you have to judge it yourself, I guess. I haven't looked at it. I know I looked at it when it happened, but I haven't looked at it. And so then the question came, so Coach, do you, as you understand it, do the refs have the opportunity to review judgment calls like that? And Calipari responds, no. And it's another one. Do you remember we lost in the Final Four when there was a goal, a shot clock violation, and they said was not reviewable, and then they changed the rule to say, why would you want to lose a game on a shot clock violation, and it's so easy to go check. Well, this one is easy to check too. Just go check it. Why would you not? Why would that not be reviewable? So we're like Wilt Chamberlain. We change rules. I don't know. So in other words, they weren't over there checking for goaltending. They were just checking to see if the tip came in with a time on the clock, and if it did, was there any time on the clock remaining after the ball went through the net? The answer to the first one, yes, the tip came in time. The answer to the second, no, there was no time left on the clock. It literally was the buzzer beater from Cavell Bigby Williams. Now, that being said, was it goaltending? Rogers, I know the ESPN analyst afterward said it was. I know that Seth Davis said it was. This is so much like the Texas A&M was his knee on the ground before in the overtime game against LSU. Was his knee down before he threw the interception? Because it's one of those where if you look at the camera, if you look at the video in this frame and you freeze the frame, the ball was off the rim and was not inside the cylinder.
It was not spinning backwards where it was going to go back in.
Right.
It was spinning, rotation was out.
Ball, if this is the rim, the ball was leaning more out than in, and Bigby Williams, in the still photos I've seen, his hand is on the ball, and the ball is not on the rim, and it's just outside the cylinder. Now, if you watch the video, though, the live action video, you could say, well, okay, did his hand first come in contact with it? The ball's bouncing out of the cylinder. His hand touches it, and there is that, again, because of the high-quality video we have now compared to even 10 years ago, you can look at it 1/30th of a second at a time. And so, with that said, his hand is going to give a little with the ball. His hand going forward, there's going to be a little give, and it's going to tip it back in. Is there a fraction of a second where he's making contact with the ball while it's above the cylinder? I think that you could probably say, yeah, there may be 1/30th of a second where the ball was here, 2/30ths of a second. But there's also 28/30ths of a second where the ball's outside the cylinder. It is so fine of a line. I think that if they had called goaltending on Cavell Bigby Williams, it would have been upsetting. I'd already done my high-pitched yell coming off the couch last night. I had already done the, what? Scream. No, that's good. And Allie's like, where does this voice come from? You don't sound like that except when you're watching sports. You go up 12 octaves. I don't know. What? Where did this come from? Then I sound like I'm a Simpsons side character. I sound like I'm driving the bus. Good morning, Bart. Hey. In my heart, I think the refs made the right call. I think that it's nowhere near Kentucky fans who say, well, now we know how Saints fans feel. Dude, it wasn't that close. It wasn't that egregious. Kentucky fans say, well, I know how LSU feels after that A&M game. No.
You know what? Kentucky fans block out.
Yeah, and that's what Calipari said.
One of the best offensive rebounding teams in the land is LSU. Block them out. Guess what? You can't, because that's one of their specialties.
Right. And Calipari brought that up. All we have to do is block out two guys.
And, you know, speaking of the angle down below when it got tipped back in, did you see the Kentucky guy that was right behind him? Immediately he started doing – he traveled. He did.
They were doing everything they could.
He goes, he traveled.
Oh, the guy
he traveled. He went up and tipped it in. How was that traveling after what we saw Bradley Beal do in the NBA?
Oh, yeah, no lie. My favorite Kentucky player reaction of the entire night, though, is after Kentucky hit the 2 free throws to tie the game, LSU hustles it up court, and Waters does the little circle around, and the guy runs over him. Oh, that was before. No, that was the free throw.
That was before.
That was before.
Yes,
that was for the Tremont Waters free throws.
That guy, whoever
that guy
he was,
who ran over him, he did the what?
What?
How a foul? Why you call it a foul? I'm like, you literally ran over a guy.
And if we're going to talk about calls before the tip-in, Tremont Waters got fouled 3 times.
Holy cow!
Caught
Even
him from behind. Then he went through this guy. Then he got hit by that guy. Then he underthrew it to the miles below.
Yes.
But he got grabbed from behind and his body was turned. Then he came back, got hit here, got hit again. Then he scooped it under. I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear any Kentucky blue blood bitching.
Rogers Hampton laying down the law. Now, with that said, I know a lot of LSU fans and a lot of basketball fans will wait a minute. There was a Kentucky player who's had his hand through the cylinder on Skylar Mays' first attempt. When Mays was driving down the left side of the court and goes up on the left side of the basket, lays it off the glass, there's a Kentucky player who goes up to block it, and his hand goes up through the cylinder. Back in the day, back in our days, Rogers, if you put your hand up through the net, that was goaltending.
Oh.
If a shot was made, if there was a shot and it was on its way down.
I mean, if you had your
hand
back in our day, they considered that as part of it.
If your hand is inside the rim, it's goaltending. Well, they've changed the rules. You can have your hand, you can go up inside the cylinder like that as long as you don't touch the rim or block the shot. It's not goaltending if you're just up there in space waving your hand around inside the cylinder. And so that wasn't technically goaltending. But if you watch the overhead camera shot, the camera that's attached to the backboard, which was, I think, the second replay they used, you'll notice that the camera moves. Just a little bit. When the Kentucky player goes up to block it, the camera, just like a little bit of a vibration. It moves because the player, either on his way up or on his way down, hit the rim. That, if you want to get down to nuts and bolts, ball's on the way down, off the glass, the rim is hit by a player from the other team.
That's more of a
goaltending.
Then, yes.
His hand going up in the cylinder, not goaltending.
Perfect explanation.
His hand hitting the rim, grabbing the rim on the way down or on the way up is goaltending. Cavell Bigby-Williams tip in my mind, it's like you could do that 100 times and 85 times they're going to say basket good. 15 times they might say up.
Oh, I was more surprised that it being in Kentucky that it was. I was fully expecting.
Oh, if it had been at Georgia, that's a game.
I'm fully expecting no good. We're going to OT. And especially when the refs went to Calipari and did the no good call.
Yes.
And the fans went nuts. And you could hear in the screen, I said, oh, man, well, I'm not surprised. And then when the announcers, game over. He's telling us no good, it's game over.
I heard. Because
we grew up
I saw the same thing, Roger. When he did the hands like this, I went, oh. But I heard like a small, scant few voices celebrated. And then you could see out of the left side of the camera there, you saw LSU players jump up. And I was like, oh. And Allie's back there. She's sewing some stuff. And she goes, what? I said, I think they just said LSU won. I said, they did. They counted it.
I had that same thing, that minute of
what?
Non-joy. What?
Yeah,
what?
Counted.
Are you sure? Oh, I am more surprised that was not called goaltending and that it did not go to overtime than I am any other thing in that game you can say. At Rupp Arena, the mighty Calipari Kentucky Wildcat Blue Bud family gonna get a call like that against lowly LSU? Are you kidding me?
It was nuts.
It was nice.
It was very nice.
And let me ask you this.
Yes.
Are they, I can't, his name escapes me. Are they making the LSU player who wears the short shorts now wear those black spandex underneath? I mean, was there a little slippage in one game where they went, dude, you might need to put the little spandex on there.
Maybe so.
This in the 1980s?
Maybe so.
Because I went, what's that guy wearing?
Yeah, there might have been a little bit of we don't want the wardrobe malfunction. We've had enough of that. We've had enough of that at the Combine.
Yes.
We don't need Janet Jackson, the male version.
Adam Levine, put your damn shirt back on.
Put your shirt back on. All right. Bayou Bell Waste Trash text line. Reed it and weep. First base says, oh, wait, never mind. I thought it was Reed who tipped it in. Oh, well. You called it, Fletch. Great win for the Tigers. I told you guys they were going to beat Kentucky yesterday. Ed in San Marcos says, Sleestacks, holy Will, Rick, and Holly love the Land of the Lost reference. Saturday morning memories. Have great Sigmund and Sea Monsters Day. Ed in San Marcos. P.S. If LSU basketball goes to Final Four, other teams will go after Will Wade, who's got a lot of money and maybe looking for a new coach. A&M. They do have a lot of money, and they may very well be looking for a new coach. But I think he's got more cooking at LSU than he would have at A&M.
Marshall, Will, and Holly on the routine expedition.
There's no sense made.
Earthquake ever known.
So we're saying that there's a prehistoric land in the center of the earth.
It struck that tiny rock.
Right. And I'm screaming more than, ah! No, this is not happening. It's not happening, sweetheart. Oski says, I did not cheer the tip in because I expected video to overturn it. Even after hearing it couldn't be overturned, I didn't cheer because the moment was gone. Oh, man. I think they make a pill now so that the moment goes that you can rally.
Just got to watch out for some of those side effects, man.
Oh, no.
They can really just kind of sneak up on you.
T-Boner says, during review, Kentucky fans would start cheering, and I'm yelling, why are they cheering? Yeah, they were watching the replay. And so Kentucky fans were watching the replay over the big screens there, and they're like, oh, yeah, goaltending. Like, no. I love the disappointed Kentucky fan face. Refs counted the basket real time, like Roger said. Blue Bloods couldn't handle it. National media, of course, will take up for Kentucky. How about the over the back on Kentucky the play before when he got free throws? My gosh. I think that might have sent me over the edge more than anything. 2 times. There were 2 fouls on Kentucky on that play that ended up with Kentucky getting free throws. I'm like, whoa, that led to Kentucky inbounding it and then getting free throws. Because if you remember, they missed, got fouled, and I was like, oh, good, how do they do this? How do they call that? Where are they over the back calls? And Allie's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, they were look at this, over the back twice. And I'm like, now they got 2 free throws. And then I saw Calipari yelling at the refs, we're not even in the bonus. I was like, wait a minute. That was just their 5th foul, 6th foul, whatever it was. Like, holy cow. And so then they inbounded it from the side, and then that's when. And then I got upset at LSU because I said, that was such a dumb foul. Because the Kentucky player was dribbling away from the basket with 7 seconds to go. I don't know where he was going. It wasn't a very good, well thought out plan, and you basically bailed Kentucky out on that.
Yeah, you did.
High Rail says, wow, go Tigers. By God says, the Kentucky player's hand went through the rim when he jumped to block May's layup. Should have been goaltending on Kentucky, but they get the ball with 1.6 seconds left. Didn't know they changed the rules. Never mind. 318, heard the refs in the LSU game were from Louisiana. Absolutely. They were from Destrehan. One was from Laplace, and one was from, I think, Lobdell. Griffin Best says, goaltending on Kentucky. Well, not for what you're thinking. Still remember Pierce coming home, first time he drove home. And I was like, well, where are you? I had to pull over and get a little rest. Where are you? Lobdell exit. What? You just left campus and you're pulling off in Lobdell? That's going to be a long ride home, buddy. The kid literally has the IQ of a genius, and he's pulling over in Lobdell. Whew, I am spent. I don't know if I can handle this kind of drive. This travel. Usually Fletcher or Mom's driving, huh? I can sleep in the back. This is for the birds. I got to stay awake and sit in the front? No, thank you. Silver and Black joins us on the Mudbugs Hockey Hotline. Hello, Silver and Black. What's up?
LSU beat Kentucky in basketball, and they got their beer garden in baseball.
It was a good day. It's been a good week so far.
It's going great.
Yeah.
It can't get much better.
Nope. You got that right.
And UCLA, they're going to have an opening, so they're going to be looking at Will Wade going from 2-16 to 10-1.
Yeah, UCLA is one of those that you could see maybe make a play. Is he a big enough name, though, for UCLA? I think in basketball circles, certainly Will Wade is a big enough name. But is he a big enough name for UCLA boosters and blue bloods? And, this is not the way the Wizard of Westwood did it, I don't know if I'd want that job, to be honest with you. Here's the deal about UCLA's job, Silver and Black. I think when, the earlier days of college basketball, I'm, talking past Wizard of Westwood days. I'm even talking like 95, about 95, 96, whatever. UCLA's not there anymore. If you're talking about the elite West Coast team now, don't you immediately say Gonzaga? Isn't that the elite West Coast team?
Yeah, consistent. Consistent winner.
I don't think UCLA is. I don't even know if it's a top 10 job right now.
Why did they fire Ben Howland? I mean, they went to how many Final Fours and they fired the guy?
Yeah, I can't remember. I wasn't there.
3. I think they went to 3 Final Fours and they still fired him.
Yeah,
because he didn't win. I guess.
After tumultuous tenure is how it was put. Let's see. Came after the Minnesota succeeded UCLA by 20 in the tournament. By the standards at most schools, his on-court performance at UCLA was sterling. 3 consecutive Final Fours from 2006 to 2008. More Final Four appearances than any other current Pac-12 coach at the time. There was also significant challenges, though, painted Howland in a negative light by Sports Illustrated about his relationship with players. Attendance at games had been an issue, even at the renovated Pauley Pavilion with a talent-rich roster. So they
wanted a more up-tempo style.
They wanted more up-tempo. He has more of a
That's one thing about Will Wade. Will Wade
Right.
plays up-tempo.
Yep.
Fastest pace in the SEC.
Yep.
Nas Reed, he reminds me of Kevin McHale with that shot. He might not be back next year.
It's going to be
he
interesting.
Keeps hitting those threes. They need to keep him back on the three-point line more.
It would be interesting on a couple of offensive sets if there's a big guy that you want to exploit in the middle from another offensive player. If you've got your 2 bigs in the game, then maybe so, but he's a leaper, man. And his offensive rebounding is too hot. If you look at mock drafts for the 2019 NBA draft, Nas Reed is the only LSU player whose name is kind of creeping in there, and it's something we will certainly keep an eye on, Silver and Black, because right now they've got him like the 55th pick, second round, which there's no reason to leave college for that.
That's not good enough to leave.
No, but you got to think as well. That's going to start. His trajectory is going up right now.
He looks like he can shoot, and a lot of these NBA guys, that's their problem. They can't shoot good enough.
Yeah. He's not anywhere near like a Dirk Nowitzki, but he's a better shooter than Ben Simmons was from outside.
He can shoot free throws, too.
Yeah, he can, and that's a big deal. If you're going to go in there and bang around in the lane a little bit, you better be able to cash in when you get the opportunities. And he is. Isn't he about a 75% free throw shooter, 70%?
Yeah, he's got a good stroke. Yeah. That's why he reminds me of Kevin McHale. He can shoot outside and play good inside, too. Yeah. And, one thing about UCLA, they finally got rid of LeVar Ball.
Yeah.
You know, that had to be a nightmare for Steve Alford. You had to talk about what he said about your coach in every game.
Right. And everything he says is a story. He's the basketball equivalent of the Kardashians. There's no reason.
Chino Hills is right there with the Pac-12.
Yeah.
In competition level.
Yeah.
Okay, man.
All right, buddy. Good to hear from you, Silver and Black. When we return, we've got more on the LSU-Kentucky game. Of course, there was another wild one. That Duke Louisville game was just insane. But, of course, I mean, I wasn't watching. I was fully immersed in this Kentucky LSU game. And then, of course, Arkansas does what they do best, which is disappointing. Yeah. Johnny C. says, my son's first trip home from Baton Rouge, I told him to be careful going through Port Barry. They run a lot of radar through there. He got a ticket. I told him, I'm not as dumb as your mom says I am. Yeah. Exactly. 7:03 the time. Tim Fletcher Show. Thank you again to Sports World, your early morning riser, brought to you by Sports World. When you're looking for Little League uniforms, Dixie League uniforms, softball uniforms, and gear, they've got it, whether it's bat bags, gloves, hats, batting gloves, bats, cleats, pants, jerseys, literally head to toe and everything in between. They got you covered. Thanks to Gibbsland Bank and Trust, the great banking team, for supporting the program on a daily basis. Gibbsland Bank and Trust, with 3 local branches now, Mansfield Road, Williamson Way, and Shreveport. That's the second oldest branch. The oldest, Highway 80 in Bossier, next to the Bellagio. And brand spanking new 3400 Line Avenue in Shreveport, Louisiana, just south of Byrd High School. Come on out and see how easy it is to switch over to Gibbsland Bank and Trust, the home of 4.11% interest. Let your money make more money at Gibbsland Bank and Trust. And we'll be back on 1130 The Tiger right after this commercial getaway.
Situation, from the start. Every time that I look at you, I can see the future.
Your local uniform professional since 1973, Sports World, bringing you the early riser.
Moms, dads, your boy had a great game last night, but dang it, he rolled his ankle. You went to the doctor. It's going to take a little time to chill it and heal it. You know the best place to do that? Chill and heal. Get that swelling down so that the good stuff can happen. Get him back out there playing. Chill and heal, great for young athletes.
798-4325. Donnie Brewer joining us. Brewer Quality Homes, 3830 East Texas. Everything Donnie Brewer touches turns to sold. You know, I never got your permission to use that slogan. Is that all right with you?
Yeah, go ahead. I like it.
Are we making money off that, by the way?
No, but I like it.
Does it fit the bill? Is it a legitimate saying?
No, man, you should see some of my mistakes. But you know, when I hit it pretty big. So
Brewer Quality Homes. Hit it big at 3830 East Texas in Bossier City. I loved the eggnog daiquiris at Daiquiri Express during the holidays. Yeah, past tense. We're moving forward. We're moving on. What's next, you ask? Well, Mardi Gras season. Le Carnival. So King Cake Daiquiris are here. All 5 locations of Daiquiri Express have King Cake Daiquiris. North Market, Erie Drive, Pines Road, Mansfield, Shreve City, all with King Cake Daiquiris at Daiquiri Express. One more of those.
Get the gift of diamonds for the price of flowers with JCPenney. Save up to 70% on fine jewelry when you use your 20% off store-wide coupon and JCPenney credit card. Plus, take an extra 15% off select heart-shaped fine jewelry. Plus, there's so much more to love, like select Arizona denim for her for $19.99. Hurry in for the greatest gifts at the sweetest prices. JCPenney, style and value for all. Offers valid 2/7 through 2/14. Credit offer subject to credit approval. 15% off excludes Redbow deals and limited time specials. Other exclusions apply. See store or jcp.com for details.
Welcome to Walk-On's Bistro and Bar, where every dish starts from scratch. Fresh ingredients bring our food to life. Mouth-watering cuisine, unique flavors, and we're always more than happy to share our Southern charm and culture. A love of life, family, food, friends, fun, sports, and celebrations. Walk-Ons. It's game day with the taste of Louisiana.
I love cuddling on that couch with you.
I love cuddling on the couch with you,
I'm going to put my feet underneath your legs because my toesies are cold.
No, golly, what do you do with these things?
It's so cold in here.
Are they dipped in daiquiris? Seriously.
Maybe we need to turn the heat up.
That's not a bad idea. Is there any way that Accutem could put a couch heater in this thing? Accutem, 861-2255. Please warm up my wife's feet.
The check engine light is on. You know, it's just, it's about time to start looking at a new truck.
Especially when you try to start hiding it with
like electric tape and stuff like that.
Yeah, just because you hide it doesn't mean it goes away.
It doesn't go away. And Chevyland is here because they know, sweetie, that folks are going to start taking trips.
Yeah, summertime will be here before you know it.
How about this? If your family's going to hit the road, a 2019 Equinox, right now at Chevyland, $5,000 off MSRP.
Now that's a cool family truckster.
Chevyland, we care about you. 7500 Erie Drive, Shreveport.
Did you know that Bailey's Jewelers creates custom jewelry in-house? Listen to what one customer had to say. My husband designed a custom necklace with the fellas at Bailey's for our anniversary. It's so beautiful. They helped him make his vision come to life, and I love it. They are simply the best. I can't wait to do business with Bailey's Fine Jewelers again. That's Bailey's Fine Jewelers in Bossier City.
Your local uniform professional since 1973, Sports World, bringing you the early riser.
KWKH, Shreveport, Bossier City. 1130 The Tiger, Shreveport and Bossier's #1 sports station.
Everybody, welcome back. 11:30, The Tiger, Tim Fletcher Show. That's me. Rogers Hampton is here, battling a little bit of a scratchy throat. You can reach us on the Mudbugs Hockey Hotline, 320-1130, 320-1130. Oh, yeah. By the way, the Mudbugs in town Friday and Saturday, the last two games of a 9-game homestand. Tickets are going to be scarce both nights, so if you are interested in going, it is a great time to go because it's a big weekend, Mardi Gras weekend. The players are going to be wearing special Mardi Gras jerseys. There will be an auction of the game-worn jerseys after Saturday's game. Former Green Oaks Giant, LSU Tiger standout, and current Buffalo Bill Tre'Davious White will be on hand Saturday night as the Grand Marshal of the Mardi Gras parade that will be going on around the concourse of George's Pond at Hearst Coliseum. And, oh, by the way, throw in the fact that the Mudbugs are entertaining the #1 team in their division, the Amarillo Bulls, and it is a banner weekend. So go to mudbugshockey.com and get your tickets, or call Kimberly 636-7094. 636-7094. On the Mudbugs Hockey Hotline, Daryl joins us. Hey, Daryl, what's going on?
How you doing?
Good, buddy.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. Yes, it has.
I can't pick y'all up over here when I come to work in Grambling, so I'm just going to call this morning.
Well, good.
How about that basketball team LSU got, man? They something, man.
They are something.
They don't quit.
No, they've got a good thing going. They pull for each other really hard, and they got a good coach, so they're fun to watch.
Oh, yeah, I was listening on the radio at work and coming home. I'm going to watch it tonight when I get home. But they had a lot of controversy in that last play. They said, I looked at it. I don't know. That was close.
It was close, but the fact is that's one of those games, Daryl, where if the referees had been positioned 1 foot this way, 2 feet that way on that last call, they may have seen it completely different and called Bigby Williams for goaltending. Or they may have called Kentucky for goaltending for touching the rim while the ball was on the way down on Skylar Mays. But just so happens the refs were where they were, and the call wasn't made, and Tigers win.
Yeah, they come out and said they missed the call last night after the game. I read on something. They come out and said they missed it, but it's too late. I mean, Kentucky fouled all night long, and referees didn't even call nothing on them, you know.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Alabama game. They never get nothing called on them, you know.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, Calipari didn't even shake. He walked off man's wedding. He didn't shake hands. He's just for sport, you know.
I thought
that's Kentucky ball for you. Yeah. Well, one last thing. I ain't talked to you since football season, so we got something going on there too, don't we?
Yeah, it seemed like Orgeron's got the recruiting down pat and getting everything squared away. So, yeah, looks like everything's working in the right direction.
Hey, what have you heard on Cotton wanting to leave for? What's his problem?
I don't know. I haven't heard. You know, we know Keandre Woodsie left Oklahoma State to be closer to the matriarch of their family who was battling an illness, apparently. With Davin Cotton, the only thing I can figure out, if I were guessing, which I guess I'm doing right now, everyone's basically coming back on the defensive line, and Davin, who was, you know, hampered by injury last year, never really got into the rotation, and so he was behind them on the depth chart, and they're all coming back. You know, Rashard Lawrence is coming back, so he's not going to be able to move up the depth chart necessarily. I wish that they would have redshirted. In hindsight, it would have been nice if they had redshirted him to let his knee completely heal and start this year with a clean slate. But wherever he goes, wish him the best. He's a heck of a football player.
He can play here at LSU if he stays, but we'll see. All right, buddy. I'm glad to hear you. I'll talk to you later.
All right, man. We'll see you, Daryl. There you go. Bayou Bellway's Trash Text Line, Rogers, 318 Guy Pile, 318-489-7453. Thomas wants to know, hey, if LSU takes care of business at Georgia, do they crack the top 10? Oh, I don't know. The more important thing, Thomas, is the net rankings. You know, I know we look at the coaches poll in the AP. Like, I refuse to refer to LSU as the 19th ranked team because in the net rankings, they were 17th, and that's what the basketball committee is going to go with. So we'll go with the net rankings. Before last night, LSU was 17th, and they have not added the games in from last night yet to the net rankings because they still have LSU 19-4. Kansas, by the way, in the net rankings was number 5, just like they are in the coaches and AP poll. But as far as the teams ahead of them, Louisville lost last night, obviously. Michigan State, didn't Michigan State lose to Purdue last night? Was it last night? I thought there were 3 teams that were lost ahead of them, and that includes, of course, Kentucky. How many teams lost ahead of them last night? Oh, Michigan, who's ranked in the net rankings. Michigan State did win last night. Purdue got beat. So Purdue got beat by Maryland, and Michigan lost. Michigan was 7th. Purdue was 10th. Louisville 15th. So there are 3 teams ahead of LSU that got beat last night. So, you know, I don't know, but that obviously a win on the road over a top 5 team means more than some of the other wins that were out there. I have a feeling LSU will be about 12th or 11th in the net rankings. And then if they beat Georgia, depending on what happens. Yeah, okay, Thomas. Top 10, maybe so. I think it's a viable avenue for them to be a top 10 team.
I think today the nation is waking up now to a team that they were dismissing.
Yeah.
And now nationally they have to. Because even if they're going to go, well, it's controversial. At Kentucky, this is how they played. Why don't you look at that? Look at this talent. This team looks like a March Madness tournament team. They've got size, they've got speed, they've got length, they've got shooters.
They've got a ball handler that's just amazing.
I thought about you during the game when you yesterday compared it to Brady's 06 team. That's exactly what this looks like, brother.
Yeah.
You got the length at one hand. You got the stocky guy at the other. You got the good point guard. You got the shooters on the side. I like your comparison, man.
Yeah.
But, and I don't care if you're talking about the controversial call this morning across the nation. You need to look at the whole picture.
I agree.
That they were even there at the tip-in when that should have been everybody, it's a 20-point blowout. That's at Rupp. Are you kidding me? They've only won once since 1980? No, they should get some national attention. And they will because of that stupid call, but people who know basketball will look past that.
And let's not forget, we'll take a time out here, and Billy will join us in just a wee bit as well. This is a team that played only 21 minutes with Nas Reed last night. Only got 20 on the road, only got 23 minutes from Marlon Taylor. Emmett Williams, who played really well, was only able to give them 19 minutes. Darius Days, 4 fouls. Nas Reed, 4 fouls. Reed, 12 points and 7 rebounds in just 21 minutes. That kind of still matches up with where I think he is, which is a 20-12 kind of a guy, per 40 minutes of action. That almost boils down to that. So they did all this. They beat Kentucky on the road with their second best player, Nas Reed, only playing 21 minutes. And Tremont Waters did not play his best game shooting-wise, but, man, he hit his free throws. And he got his, 5 steals, 4 steals, 3 steals, 5 assists. He kept the flow going. He did a nice job of. There were times when the offense would get a little disjointed, and he would kind of just take it back over, calm it down, and then get him a good look. He's something else. He is. Boy, I wish he would stick around for a while. I just don't think the NBA is ready to draft him in the first round yet. He's not even maybe going to be a second-round pick. But, boy, if Naz Reid plays 35 minutes last night, LSU may win bigger. But on the other side of the coin, and Rogers brought this up earlier, you notice how the LSU defense had to really suck it up when Reid went out. I told Allie, and she's like, okay. 13 minutes to go. I said, remember this, Allie. 13 minutes to go in the game. Kentucky's up by 3, and Reed's going to the bench. And she's like, okay, I'm going to remember this. I'm writing it down. And I was like, man, this is huge. So they're going to bring him back out at some point. Can they keep it close enough? I'm like, well, without him, they kind of outscored Kentucky. And I think it has a lot to do when we had the Mudbugs boys in here. When Mason Balboa, the young goaltender, was kind of first thrust into the action, they said that, you have to play a little bit tight. Everyone's got to play a little bit better when you got a younger goaltender back there. And I think the LSU players went, we got to play better defense. We got to do a better job rebounding because our 6'10" cat is on the bench. So if we don't want to get if we don't want to get drugged across the field, as Deuce would say, we got to get in here and we got to tighten it up. And, man, they did. Boy, they did. That's, to me, the most encouraging thing outside of the big picture, beating Kentucky on the road. The big picture is this team clamped down and performed well when Naz Reid was on the bench. They proved to themselves that Tremont doesn't have to score 28. Naz Reid doesn't have to have 27 and 10 rebounds. We can beat one of the best teams in the country in their place with Cavell Bigby-Williams giving us 5 points, with Skylar Mays giving us 11, with Javonte Smart giving us 8 points, Emmett Williams giving us 12. They can win that way now, Rogers.
So you're saying this is a team concept? Okay.
I think there's something to it. Yeah.
That's why they have all those players dressed in the same uniform?
Same uniforms.
Okay. I'm getting it now. Okay. I'm getting it.
You're going to get – it's happening, sweetheart. Brewer Quality Homes, 3830 East Texas and Bossier City. Have they got deals for you starting next weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday? Their Super Spring Summer Slam Down Sale. Mitch comes out of the woodwork for this one. They allow him out of the building and onto the grounds for the Spring Super Sale. It's next Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Brewer Quality Homes, 3830 East Texas. Brewer Quality Homes, up to $10,000 off. Lenders on site. 70-inch TV to be given away. Gift cards. Al Jarreau knows. Isn't it Al Jarreau? George Benson. Brewer Quality Home, 3830 East Texas, Bossier City. The Super Spring Sale. Next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We will be back on 1130 The Tiger right after this commercial getaway.
You're taking way too many chances with my love.
Welcome to Walk-On's Bistro and Bar, where every dish starts from scratch. Fresh ingredients bring our food to life. Mouth-watering cuisine, unique flavors, and we're always more than happy to share our Southern charm and culture. A love of life, family, food, friends, fun, sports, and celebrations. Walk-Ons. It's game day with the taste of Louisiana.
Get the gift of diamonds for the price of flowers with JCPenney. Save up to 70% on fine jewelry when you use your 20% off store-wide coupon and JCPenney credit card. Plus, take an extra 15% off select heart-shaped fine jewelry. Plus, there's so much more to love, like select Arizona denim for her for $19.99. Hurry in for the greatest gifts at the sweetest prices. JCPenney, style and value for all. Offers valid 2/7 through 2/14. Credit offer subject to credit approval. 15% off excludes Redbow deals and limited time specials. Other exclusions apply. See store or jcp.com for details.
When you fire up a John Deere 1 Series tractor, you can tackle the job without wrestling the attachments. Hook up everything from a front loader to a drive-over mower deck in no time. So you can haul gravel, cut grass, or do any job in between. Because when things just click, work just gets done. And now get a 1 Series for just $99 a month at your nearest participating John Deere dealer. Nothing runs like a Deere. Run with us. Search John Deere 1 Series for more. For additional cost information, please call toll-free 855-633-2315.
It was her first concert, so we were nervous.
Well, Dad was.
And thanks to Total Wireless, we got her the phone she loved.
It's amazing.
On the nation's largest, most dependable 4G LTE network for a lot less than you'd expect. Now we can always stay connected.
Does it have to be always, Dad?
Hey.
You got this with Total Wireless. Get the nation's largest and most dependable 4G LTE network for $25 per line for 4 lines. Available at Walmart for an everyday low price. Total Wireless, total confidence. Please refer to the latest terms and conditions at totalwireless.com.
Hey, you're that famous actress. You must travel so much. What's the best site for hotel deals?
Hilton.com.
No. One with crazy savings.
Hilton.com. With their price match guarantee, if you find a better rate, they match it and take 25% off.
No, one with lots of options.
Hilton.com has 16 top hotel brands. Hampton, Hilton Garden Inn, Waldorf Astoria.
Hilton.com. You should totally do their commercials.
Expect better. Expect Hilton.
You're good.
I know, thank you.
Applicable terms and conditions at Hilton.com.
I'm Jay Farner, CEO of Quicken Loans, America's premier home purchase lender. Today's fluctuating interest rates can leave you with unexpected higher mortgage payments. At Quicken Loans, we've created a new way to protect you from unpredictable interest rates so you can buy a home with certainty. It's called Rate Shield, and here's how it works. With Rate Shield, you can lock your interest rate while you shop for a new home. So if rates go up, you don't have to worry. And here's the best part. If rates go down, you get the lower rate. With Rate Shield, we really have you covered. Here are more reasons why you'll want to work with America's largest mortgage lender. For 9 years in a row now, J.D. Power has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction for primary mortgage origination. And for the 5th year in a row, they've also ranked us highest in the nation for mortgage servicing. Rate Shield. Another way we can save you money on your mortgage. Call us today at 800-QUICKEN or go to rocketmortgage.com.
Based on Rocket Mortgage data in comparison to public data records. Rate Shield approval only valid on certain 30-year purchase transactions. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender licensed in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030. Additional conditions or exclusions may apply.
Hey guys, it's Trey and Tom, Landers Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Bossier City. But we gotta go.
Trey, what's the big hurry?
It's new year, new me, Tom. I'm keto dieting, I'm intermittent fasting, and I can only eat once every 72 hours, and that's right now. I gotta eat right now.
We're gonna start something new here. Instead of spending all that money on gym memberships and working out and trying to feel better about yourself, you just need to come and get a new vehicle.
So no keto, bro?
Our Rams are keto Rams. Everything we have on the lot is gluten-free. Listen, we're gonna put you in a brand new Ram, and you'll feel better about yourself. And let me tell you, the money that you can save on a brand new Ram, we're taking 33% off of all of our 2019 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab Classics. That's a savings, a third off. You don't have to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and get on the treadmill. Save your money, feel better about yourself. Come on down to Landers. Landers, the true no judgment zone, right here, I-220 Benton Road.
If it doesn't say Landers, then you probably paid too much.
Where Shreveport and Bossier come for LSU Sports, 1130, The Tiger.
Hey, everybody, welcome back. 1130, The Tiger. Billy joins us on the Mudbugs Hockey Hotline. Good morning, Billy. How you doing, buddy?
Doing fine, Bud. How you doing today?
I am A-okay, man.
Boy, now that was a win, and that was, there's not many teams that can go in there. Kansas couldn't do it. I mean, there's a lot of teams that have went in the Rupp Arena this year and not been able to take care of business.
Yep.
But LSU did.
Yep.
And I'm like you, that was not LSU's A-plus game, Fletch.
No. I agree.
I mean, I give it a B. I've seen just LSU play better. I guess the only guy that I would say played above what I've seen all year would be Emmett Williams. And that's only because he hasn't got the time to do it because Nas Reed's usually in the game during this time. But right now, as we speak, I've seen Tremont Waters do a lot better than Tremont Waters was. I thought he was a little nervous being in Rupp Arena. What'd you think?
No, I didn't see nerves. I just think that you're playing against a really good basketball team who has a ton of talent over there, and I think it may have taken him a little while to get adjusted to it. But I thought Tremont Waters didn't have his greatest game, but he came through when absolutely necessary. He made some huge plays, kept the offense moving, played really well defensively, I thought, and again, ended up leading the team in scoring because guess what? He hits his free throws, and that was big.
There is two things that this team, if they continue to do it, I think they'll be in every basketball game. And they have been doing this during this little streak that they have. And one is they hit their free throws. This is one of the best free throw shooting LSU teams that I have seen in a long, long time, Fletch. And the other one is the offensive rebounding. That they eat up the glass. There are times when their offense does not work and they just throw it up, but they go get the ball. And I usually do not see that, and I think that is effort on their part.
I completely agree. They try, man, and that's one thing that Will Wade says that they're going to do. They're going to play hard, and they prove it every single game they play. Even the loss to Arkansas, they played hard. They just didn't play very well defensively.
Right.
So, but effort doesn't seem to be a case for these guys. They get after it.
I heard you with Silver and Black, and y'all was talking about Naz Reid. I heard somebody say this, and I agree with them on this one. Now, I don't think Naz Reid is anything used to the head case that this guy is, but his game is pretty close, and that's Rasheed Wallace. All right, we all forget how good Rasheed Wallace was. He was an inside player who could step out and shoot, and had a long, long, long NBA career. But that's
not bad. Okay, I could, at first glance, I could see where you could make that comparison.
Right, because he's got a really feathery. I mean, we've already seen his 3-pointer dance around the rim and fall through. For a big man to shoot a 3-pointer and it be a feathery touch, it is amazing. I mean, you usually don't have that. Okay. In other words, most of them, if you look, they're just clanging them up there. I mean, they're
it has a soft landing. His 3-pointers do. You're right. It doesn't look like it's being just chunked up there. It's got when he shoots, the ball has a purpose. It looks like, okay, it's supposed to be going in this this
Mm-hmm.
And you ain't going to block it.
No.
The way he lets it go, as tall as he is, you're not going to block it.
You're right.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, let y'all go and all this. But no, this is a great win, and I expect top 10, Fletch. But even the people, one last thing, even the people that were calling the game were shocked at LSU, and I want to get your take off of that. Okay? Bye-bye.
Yeah, I think so. You got to remember, Vital is so far up the ACC's rear end that he could basically tell you what Krzyzewski and Roy Williams had for dinner.
He's a blue blood guy. I've had the pleasure of meeting him. He's a great guy, but you're right. When it comes to the ACC and the blue bloods, he thinks that there's a level that places like LSU just don't even deserve.
They can't get those kind of players.
Exactly. That you nailed that to the head. ACC guy, like I said, good guy, all that, but yeah, he is so biased toward the blue bloods. It is unbelievable.
Duke, Kentucky, Kansas, the Michigan, those are the places where basketball is played, according to Dick Vitale. Carl Ravitch just kind of seemed like a guy like, I'm ready for baseball to get here, but they did all right. But yeah, there seemed to be a little disbelief in the ability of LSU throughout that game until LSU wouldn't go away. That's the thing about it. It seemed like that there was disbelief that LSU was going to hang until they just wouldn't go stinking away. down by 9. They got down by 9, I think 3 or 4 times in a row. Cut it to 7, back to 9. Cut it to 7, back to 9. Cut it to 7, back to 9. And then when they finally got it to 6 and then got it to 4, and they're like, well, they're not going away. They're hanging in there like a hair on a biscuit, buddy. Terry joins us now on the Mudbugs Hockey Hotline. Hey, Terry, what's going on?
Not much, Fletch. I was just wondering, after last season, there were a lot of doubters in Will Wade, and was he the correct hire, and was he too young, and where are they now?
Yeah, no lie. I think that where are they now? They're hoping like heck that some blue blood program doesn't come after him for about a $4 million a year deal.
Exactly. I don't understand what those guys that didn't understand that the cupboard was relatively bare. Not relatively bare. Hell, it was stark naked.
Yeah.
When he got there, and he probably needed to have like open walk-on tryouts. Really, he might have found a few good players that way. But now that he's got some of his guys in there, look what he's doing. It's absolutely amazing. And as much as everybody dislikes Joe Oliva, and he came from Duke, he knows basketball.
He's a basketball, and that's why it was so weird that the Johnny Jones thing was such a bad experiment. But, yeah, this has been a home run through and through. So, what's going to be interesting, Terry, is, just how far this team can go. I think a lot of people now are doing Final Four or bust. I think, we can talk about rankings and yada, yada, yada all we want, but at some point we have to start saying, okay, what seeding are they playing for? And I think right now you got to really seriously consider LSU in that 3 seed range.
Sure.
And it depends if Tennessee and Kentucky beat each other, and if LSU can beat Tennessee at home next Saturday, then LSU's in the catbird seat for possibly a 2 seed.
Exactly. That's right.
That's cart before the horse. Right now, though, I think it's absolutely legitimate that LSU is a 4 seed. If the tournament started now, they would have to be considered a 4 seed.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
But by the end of this weekend, they could be a 3 seed.
Right. The thing I wanted to hit on real quick, I was listening. You talked to John Austin yesterday. I listened to Patrick talking yesterday afternoon on the transfer portal and on Justin Fields. Like I told you before, I'm a Georgia guy. Justin Fields, best of luck. I hate that he got the waiver, though, because he cited that hardship waiver and the slur. But guess what? His sister's got a softball scholarship, and she's still there, and she's softball team.
Yeah.
Didn't cause her any hardship. How can they say it caused him hardship when it caused her nothing? She's still there. She's happy. That's how the portal's going to blow things up for crap like that.
It will be, and I don't know if you heard us when I mentioned to John yesterday that, and I may be off a little bit on the numbers, but it's over a 50% approval rate. I think it's almost 61% approval rate of immediate eligibility waiver requests for these transfers so far. And when I read that, Terry, I was like, wow, I would have thought the number would have been more like 10%. They're approving well over 50% of the transfers who want to become immediately eligible. They're finding reasons to make them immediately eligible. So
yeah, and I don't know if it was you or Patrick yesterday that said the NCAA, all they're doing on these hardship cases for the most part is they're looking at the ones that are possible lawsuits and dancing around them.
That might have been what John mentioned. That Austin said something about that the reason they're stamping these through is they probably want to avoid lawsuits. You know?
And I and they're going to have a test case pretty soon, or they're just going to have to throw it wide open and say, hey, let these teams just draft off the transfer portal. That's basically what it's going to boil down to. So that they got to get some control over that or shut it down, one or the other. They can't just, they may leave it wide open. That's kind of the end of college athletics as we know it. But at the same time, if they get some control over it, my thing is shut it down. Let's go back to the old way of doing things. It certainly kept some control over these guys that have signed these scholarships and have pledged their allegiance to whatever school. So
yeah,
just because you don't get the start, I played lots of high school and junior high sports. I didn't quit because I didn't start, or I would have never been on a team.
And I think there is, and that's part of the society. I think that if you want to go grand scale sociological experiment, everybody gets a ring, everybody gets a trophy, so I must be pretty good. And then all of a sudden I'm like, wait a minute, I don't get a trophy, I don't get a start. Why? But I've been able to. Everyone's told me how good I am all the way through life. I've never been told that I need to work harder. I've never been told that I may not start because I'm not as good as someone else. So a lot of these kids have kind of gone through a life like that. And once they finally get that adversity, dude, you're going to be a backup. What? Yeah. Well, you're an idiot. So I know I'm better than everybody else, so I'll go where I can find a smart coach who knows that,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a participation trophy. Certainly upon us.
Yes, it is.
Listen, you guys have a great day, and we'll talk to you later in the week, maybe.
Sounds good, Terry. Also, we'll see Terry at Mudbugs games. He's my across-the-aisle mate there. By the way, our show brought to you by the wonderful people over at Jimmy V's Fajita Factory. The fresh mix of Jimmy V's never, ever, 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 never, ever gets old. The idea of a basket of warm chips, zesty salsa, warm, smooth queso, and a fresh batch of toasty hot, fresh from scratch flour tortillas. Oh, here comes that mug of frozen margarita. A little salt all the way around the rim. You haven't even ordered the real food yet. Is there a better setting in the world? I've looked at the Grand Canyon. We've been up to Glacier National. Let's go. Come on, Russ. Yosemite. Big Sur. Oregon coast. That's not the prettiest sight, is what I just described. Jimmy V's Fajita Factory, Old Minden Road, right next to I-20. It ought to be a national park. Every booth should be considered a national park. It is a thing of beauty when the salsa, the queso, the tortillas, and the margaritas all appear on the table. Buddy, that's L-I-V-I-N. All right, all right, all right. Tim Fletcher Show, 11:30 The Tiger, 7:40. Mike Thibodeau's going to join us at 8 o'clock to go over those goaltending rules and kind of get his perspective on it. At 8:30, Cody Worsham joins us, former Tiger Rag guy who is doing a bang-up job now with LSU Sports. Really does good stuff and great game recaps. So looking forward to talking to Cody Worsham. That's coming up at 8:30. Thibodeau at 8. And you guys, until then, through there and afterwards. We'll be back on 11:30 The Tiger right after this. Sports World 8809, Juella in Shreveport, Louisiana, is your local uniform professionals since 1973. That's right, since 1973, they've been taking care of your school uniform needs, your softball uniform needs, cheerleader, baseball, football, basketball, you name it. And for you refs out there, they've got you covered as well. They got the striped shirts, they've got the sunglasses, they got everything you need. Sports World, 8809 Juella, just off 3132. Northwestern State University is a school on the grow, topping 10,000 students. Of course, we all know the benefits of the Northwestern State Nursing School. It's amazing. Every time you go to see the doctor, you run into somebody who's gone to Northwestern State Nursing School. They have done so much for our community, and now they're doing even more for young folks around here who decide that, I want to go to college. I want to go somewhere far enough away but close enough for laundry. Northwestern State. It's a school on the grow and a school just for you. Brewer Quality Homes, 3830 East Texas in Bossier City. 20 acres of homes to choose from. Beautiful homes out there, but I've noticed, Donnie, you guys have a manufactured home for an office.
We do, and it's a 1979 Fleetwood, and it is about to go away.
Oh, no. So what are you going to do?
We're putting in a big, brand-new triple-wide Franklin, and it's going to be beautiful. And we wanted to top of the line because we're here more than we're at our own homes, and so we wanted to enjoy our time at work. So we're putting in a Franklin, and it's second to none, and we had a choice of anything, and that's what we chose.
That's what they chose. Brewer Quality Homes, 3830 East Texas in Bossier City. I'm dreading this. These utility bills.
Well, it is wintertime.
Oh, not so bad. See? This is what I've been telling you, sweetie.
Oh, my gosh. Look how much money we saved.
Compared to 3 years ago before we had AccuTemp, come out and start our maintenance plan. I'm telling you, we're paying less for heat now than we did back in the 50s.
It really works.
It's amazing. AccuTemp. I'm telling you, get your unit maintenance by the fine folks at AccuTemp. Save you money. 861-2255, 861-2255. When I think of human resources, I think cloning, like you're resourcing humans. Nicole over at First Choice Personnel. Are you guys cloning humans?
Sometimes I wish. Right now we are, though, looking for HR assistants, HR supervisors, anything in administrative type assistance right now. Big demand right now at the beginning of the year.
First Choice Personnel, 797-7810.
You know, one of the best places to have a birthday party for your little one or for the big ones, Jimmy V's Fajita Factory. It's so festive there, and everybody's in such a great mood. The food is delicious. They've got several different places there in the restaurant that you could have your own little gathering and just hoop it up. Plenty of cold margaritas, cold beer, chips, dips, and of course, delicious fajitas. Jimmy V's Fajita Factory.
Old Mill Inn Road in Bossier City, just off I-20. You can bank with 15, 20, 30, 40 different banks to choose from in Shreveport, Bossier alone, maybe even more than that. But how about investing in a bank that invests in the community? Putting your money into the bank that's in the community. That's what you're doing when you make Gibbsland Bank and Trust your great banking team. That's right, they do so much in this community, so many different ways, and you are a part of it when you join up with Gibbsland Bank and Trust, the great banking team.
Hey everybody, this is Clint McCullough. I'm with Bayou Bell Waste. We're the trucks that have the big magnolia on there. You may have seen us supporting the Shreveport Mudbugs. We are proud to be the dumpster service provider for Shreveport Bossier. So if you need a dumpster, use the home team. Call Bayou Bell.
1130 The Tiger is your home for Wrestling Observer Live, weekdays at 2 p.m., where we talk pro wrestling from around the globe. Catch us this afternoon at 2, right here on 1130 The Tiger.
KWKH Shreveport, Bossier City. 1130 The Tiger, Bossier City's home for LSU sports.
Welcome back, everybody. 1130 The Tiger. First Choice Personnel. Make First Choice your last call. Sweet Nicole is ready to take care of your job search. Or, for employers, ready to take care of your employee search. Yeah. 797-7810, 797-7810. That's who you call. First Choice Personnel. Make First Choice your last call, because when you call 797-7810, this is what you get. She'll take care of you. Get that job you're looking for at First Choice Personnel. 797-7810. Make First Choice your last call. 7:46 is the time. You can text us on the Bayou Bell Waste Trash text line. You can call us on the Mudbugs Hockey Hotline, 320-1130. One thing that we were talking about during the break, how disciplined Cavell Bigby Williams was on the tip to not flush it down. How many players in that scenario would have seen the ball bouncing around, they go to the last play and just go up there and just blam, jam it through? The fact that he just jumped up and tipped it in, kept his hand out of the cylinder, really kind of almost took attention away from the end result of the play. He brought no attention to himself by the way that he handled the tip in. that took discipline, and I think that has a little to do with Will Wade's coaching. This is just a much smarter basketball team. A much smarter basketball team than what we've seen in years past. Thibodeau's going to join us at 8. But Grish joins us down on the Mudbugs Hockey Hotline and says, we don't need Thibodeau. We've got Grish.
Well, I don't want to take Thibodeau's thunder because he's the new guru. I'm an old piece.
Yeah. Now, we're not talking peach baskets here. We're talking basketball played with, like, real rims and stuff. Were you a referee?
It's a round ring. It don't matter if it's a round ring, whether it's 53 or 2019. So if you extend that round ring to infinity,
yes,
and the ball is in contact with that imaginary ring, you didn't say yes.
Yes.
And you touch it.
Yes.
No basket.
Next caller. All right, so Grish, you're saying that Cavell Bigby Williams should have been whistled for goaltending.
It appeared that the ball was touching that imaginary ring when he touched it.
All right, let me ask you this. If we're talking 5% of the ball is in the imaginary cylinder all the way up to the ceiling and beyond, that's still considered in the cylinder according to the officiating playbook.
It's the same amount of ball that has to touch the goal line to be a touchdown.
Okay.
Contact. It's not an inch or 2 inches. It's contact.
But how much of that call is position based by where the refs were located?
Well, when it's as close as that was last night, it's impossible. You probably guessing if you go either direction, because we're talking about less than probably a half inch last night, or maybe an inch at the most.
That's a big deal.
It's easy to call with that slow motion.
Oh yeah, that's referee's worst nightmare is the high definition cameras. Because
I don't understand what they can review. They didn't have review. They didn't have cameras when I was officiating, so I don't know
they
about
take
the
Polaroids
review.
back in your day of it and kind of wait and wave them, get them dry, and say, "Oh, yep, that was good." Same here. They didn't have them back in our day. They were reviewing just to see, I guess, if there was time on the clock when he tipped it in, and if there was time on the clock when it went through the net. That's what I'm guessing.
Yeah, I guess that they were. The only thing they were looking for is time on the clock, because I don't think they can review the judgment part of it.
No. Should they be able to review goaltending? We'll ask Thibodeau this in a little bit as well. Should they be able to review goaltending calls? John Calipari says they should.
Well, if they're going to take the time to review the clock, last night was a perfect example. They could have done goaltending at the same time, but in the middle of the game, they're probably not going to review it because the clock's not involved. But at that, you got to draw a line somewhere. They can either do it every time it looks like goaltending or never. So I'm just glad they didn't have it when I was officiating.
Yeah, I am too. I'm happy that they didn't as well.
Because nobody would be there very long if they had that.
No, because it's there's some things in basketball. You know, I don't know if you saw the video of Bradley Beal of the Wizards the other day, who literally took 5 steps and wasn't called for traveling. And the NBA Referees Association came out and had an explanation why it wasn't called traveling, which made no sense. And then finally last night, the director of officiating for the NBA tweeted out, no, they're incorrect. That's traveling. You take 5 steps. If you're pebbling the ball in your hands, you can't sit there and just because you take 3 steps and then lose control of it doesn't give you 2 more steps. to keep walking. I was like, wait a minute, because what would ever keep anyone from walking? Oh, wait, just throw the ball in your hand and kind of juggle it. All you have to do is juggle it the whole time down the court. I didn't have control of it. What would happen if that's the case, Grish? What would you call? If I were
I'd
dribbling,
be like the YMCA.
Yeah, well,
but the high price ticket holders don't want to pay for throw-ins, so that's probably why traveling is ignored in NBA.
Yeah, probably so.
They don't. It's like the jump ball used to ruin games, and now they got the possession error. There's no people. The throw-ins are just not that exciting.
They need to make them with their eyes closed. Blindfold the inbounds guy, and bird box. Blindfold the inbounds guy, and then players can't yell; they can only whistle or hoot. And that's how you got to know who your team is. The defense can whistle, and the other team can clap. The offense can clap their hands, and that's how you know where to throw the ball. Now, that would be more interesting throw-ins.
Yeah, you could get some attention that way. It amazes me, though,
like the XFL,
basketball now, most of the throw-ins from under the goal end up being thrown to the backcourt nearly.
Yeah, which was, growing up, we were told, don't you ever throw it. That is last. That's if there's 4.9 seconds of the 5 you've used, again, get rid of it, throwing it deep, because.
Natchitoches Central.
Yeah.
Lost state championship by throwing it towards the backcourt.
Wow.
Boy intercepted and laid it in.
Yeah.
The horn went off. They had the game won.
Well, yeah, I'd rather bounce it off somebody. I used to love bouncing it off the guy guarding me because I could just lay into him. Like, it's the intercept this. They couldn't intercept it because I was throwing. They was too close.
A pro sale was the first I ever saw that when the defender turned his back on you, he just dropped it off his back, picked it up, and stuck it in.
Yeah. Smart.
But he was smart. All right, I'll wait in the truck till Thibodeau gives his
We'll see if he goes
opinion.
against the grain, if he goes against the Grish.
No, he won't go against me. He's
very confident.
He's my buddy.
Very confident. Very confident.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. We'll talk to you soon, Grish. 7:54 is the time. Ooh, text messages kind of piled up on me here. Bayou Bellway's trash text line, 318. Funny how ESPN announcers tried to talk Kentucky into the victory. Makes you wonder if ESPN wanted a Kentucky victory to increase the ratings of Saturday night's Kentucky-Tennessee game. The ratings will be there. I think they do. I think that if you were an ESPN basketball producer or have a dog in the fight, you certainly would rather have 10-1 Kentucky in league play against 11-0 Tennessee as opposed to 9-2 Kentucky versus, if Tennessee wins tonight, 11-0 Tennessee. But, and Kentucky is Kentucky. Boy, I didn't really notice this much until Allie brought it up. She goes, I do not like their blue. Kentucky's blue's gotten a lighter shade of blue, it seems to me. Yeah. They used to not be that. No. If they were the football blue of their football helmets, that's a pretty blue. Yeah. More North Carolina. Yeah, that's like they're trending towards North Carolina blue. I'm like, Duke blue's prettier than that. And Duke's Duke, Ugh. But Kentucky used to be the color of their football helmets. But that last night, that's a weird color of blue. Trap game for Kentucky. Tennessee has one tonight. I don't know if I call that a trap game for Kentucky from the 318 area code. Number 19, 17 team in the league, tied with you at 9-1 in league play. Got them at home. And now you're looking up at the rear ends. I don't know if I'd call that a trap. To me, a trap game is like tonight for Tennessee. They have no reason to lose to South Carolina. They've got to be looking ahead to Saturday, Kentucky. That's a trap game when the team that you're playing is not ranked, much inferior talent-wise, and you're at home, then that's a trap game. Kentucky, talent-wise, LSU stacked up even Steven with them. Oski calls the nickname for the game the Blue Bloods Boo-Hoo Bigsby Basket Game. He said, I didn't cheer the tip in because I expected video to overturn it. Yeah, I got to that one earlier. 318, I didn't see the score. How bad did the Hogs beat Missouri? Very funny. Very funny. Everybody's a comedian nowadays. Everybody's got jokes. It was the worst officiated game I think I've ever seen. Oh, yeah. Just find the video of the last 8 seconds, and you'll know why Arkansas lost. Did someone say March Madness? Sincerely, T-shirt winner guy. It's coming. Your prize is coming. One more before we go to the break, and that'll leave us with 10. Has anyone checked on Ashley Judd? Was she at the game last night? Papa John was right there behind the bench, and I'm like, did Drake not have a seat? Yeah, they did. And if I'm John Calipari, I'm looking back and like, get this guy out of here next time. Get this clown out of here. Also, I hope Tremont Waters does like Damian Lillard and Dwayne Wade and stays 4 years. He is a projected, Sports Illustrated has him going 59th, late second round. They also have Naz Reid going 52nd. I've seen some with him going 35th, like to Atlanta. None of them in the first round yet. If you don't have a first-round projection, I don't know why you would leave for the NBA, just to be honest with you. Tim Fletcher Show, 11:30 The Tiger, brought to you by AccuTemp Cooling and Heating. Going to get up to 70 today, Rogers, is that right?
Yep.
Time to crank up the air conditioner. Flip the switch. Time to go from heat to cool. Going to keep the cool side cool with AccuTemp. 861-2255. 861-2255. If you're flipping the switch and the air isn't quite blowing as cool as it is, it feels like Rogers is breathing on your neck behind you. Hey, you're like, do I smell M&Ms? I think I smell M&Ms. Yep, that's Rogers. That's Rogers breathing on your back. It's very warm air. You don't want that kind of air unless you're red. Hello. AccuTemp, 861-2255, 861-2255. Tim Fletcher Show, 11:30 The Tiger. We will return. Cold Kentucky rain on Papa John's face might melt his makeup. Guy's got looks like more Botox in there than. Like, whose face is that? Is that Jerry Jones' face that you borrowed? We will return. 11:30 The Tiger right after this.
Kentucky rain keeps pouring down, and up the hedge another town that I'll go walking through.
Let's Swoop Stores brighten your day. 109 East Burt Coons in Shreveport, 3818 Industrial Drive in Bossier City.
Welcome to Walk-On's Bistro and Bar, where every dish starts from scratch. Fresh ingredients bring our food to life. Mouth-watering cuisine, unique flavors, and we're always more than happy to share our Southern charm and culture. A love of life, family, food, friends, fun, sports, and celebrations. Walk-Ons. It's game day with the taste of Louisiana.
Time now for a Bayou Bell Waste Trash Testimonial.
Yesterday, I was in my office reviewing the annual POs that we have with folks, gas pipeline business. I saw that we paid last year from the big box folks in the area. I almost fell out of my chair. I immediately called Bayou Bell for a quote, and Christy was awesome, super helpful. Sent me a quote within 10 minutes. Bayou Bell will save us $6,000 a year from what we paid with the other guys. They are in the process of being set up with our company and taking over our dumpster service.
Whoop, whoop.
And I also told them I heard about them from the Tim Fletcher Show.
Bayou Bell Waste Trash text line, 318-GUY-PILE, 489-7453. 318-GUY-PILE, 489-7453.
That's Bayou Bell Waste Trash.
It was her first concert, so we were nervous.
Well, Dad was.
And thanks to Total Wireless, we got her the phone she loved.
It's amazing.
On the nation's largest, most dependable 4G LTE network for a lot less than you'd expect. Now we can always stay connected.
Does it have to be always, Dad?
Hey.
You got this with Total Wireless. Get the nation's largest and most dependable 4G LTE network for $25 per line for 4 lines. Available at Walmart for an everyday low price. Total Wireless, total confidence. Please refer to the latest terms and conditions at totalwireless.com.
Ready for low prices on your breakfast faves? Time for a Target run. Find everything you need to make your mornings easy. Stop in and get everything you need to fill your bowl with day starters like Cheerios. And don't forget to grab cereal's bestie, like Horizon Organic Milk, all price right daily, with low prices today and every day. Get in, out, and on your way to take the day. Target run and done.
I need your attention for a moment because this is monumental. Dell's biggest President's Day sale ever is officially on. Shop amazing early deals on Dell and Alienware computers with 8th Gen Intel Core processors right now, and do not forget to check out the limited quantity doorbusters on the 18th. You're truly getting huge savings on everything from Dell computers to Samsung TVs, plus free shipping on everything. Call 800-BUY-DELL now or go to Dell.com/President's Day. That's 800-BUY-DELL.
Everybody's looking to save some money, right? Come on, we're not all Rockefellers around here. That's why this deal going on right now with Rapolo's Insulation is a no-brainer. If you qualify, there is a direct rebate of up to 75% off with brand new insulation with a rebate program through Swepco and Rapolo's Insulation. I'm telling you, it's like found money. Rapolo's Insulation, the rebate program, 865-5113. Let's Swoop Stores brighten your day. 109 East Burt Coons in Shreveport, 3818 Industrial Drive in Bossier City.
KWKH, Shreveport, Bossier City.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner at first. The pitch, swing and a miss. Tigers win! Tigers win!
Welcome back, everybody. 4 minutes after the hour of 8 o'clock, this is the Tim Fletcher Show on 1130 The Tiger. If it's 4 minutes after, then you know what we got to do, Rogers. My gosh. Turn this up, and then turn it down, and then hit this. This SEC update is brought to you by Red River Brewing, 1200 Marshall Street in Shreveport. They're open hump day to holy day. So that means they're open today. Oh, nice. That red eye is a tasty beverage, buddy. Last night in the SEC, Missouri beat Arkansas 79-78. Refs cheated. Mississippi State 81, Alabama 62. Texas A&M knocks off Georgia 73-56. I don't know if you guys have heard about this, but LSU beat Kentucky last night 73-71. Tonight on the Ledger, Florida entertains Vanderbilt, winless in the SEC. Vanderbilt, boy, that would be a brutal loss if Florida falls there. Gotta wonder if Michael White okay in Florida? Auburn takes on Ole Miss in a big game for both of these schools. There was a big game last night with Alabama and Mississippi State as far as NCAA tournament projections. Auburn and Ole Miss, the same thing. Tennessee, is this a trap game? Taking on South Carolina. South Carolina has only lost to Tennessee, Kentucky, and LSU so far in league play. Will they get revenge over Tennessee tonight? Standings at the top: Tennessee 10-0, LSU 10-1, Kentucky 9-2, South Carolina 7-3. This SEC update was brought to you by Red River Brewing. They're open from hump day to holy day. Red River Brewing, 1200 Marshall Street. Joining us now on the Mudbugs Hockey Hotline, it is our old pal Mike Thibodeau. Of course, he is the director of officials up here in the Shreveport area. Mike spent many, many years running up and down the hardwood, and I can't tell you how many, he may not be able to tell you how many gymnasiums around the country he's been in. Good morning, Mike Thibodeau. How you doing, buddy?
Good morning, Tim. A great day for officials again in the officiating community.
It's always easy to be a ref, isn't it?
It is. I'm telling you, it takes a special breed to get out there and put the striped shirts on.
You know, because we're calling you because the refs did such a great job and there was no controversy last night. So here we go.
Great.
Thibodeau, to kind of explain to folks exactly who may not be familiar with Thibodeau, which I don't know why you wouldn't be familiar with Mike Thibodeau. He's a really good dude. How long were you a college basketball NCAA Division I referee? How many years?
I was 33 years in the NCAA and 28 of them in the SEC.
How many NCAA tournament games have you ever officiated?
Worked 15 in a row. 15 NCAA tournaments. I went as far as Elite Eight.
Elite Eight. So you've you've officiated games in Rupp Arena.
That's correct.
Bud Walton Arena.
That's correct. First game that it was ever played in Bud Walton.
Really?
Yeah, with Bruce Benedict, who used to catch with the Braves.
Yeah. I'll be doggone. So you've been around the block a few times.
Yes, sir.
All right. Was that goaltending on Cavell Bigby Williams last night in the LSU Kentucky game?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, it was obvious that the ball was clearly over the cylinder, and he tipped it back in and should have been blown immediately.
How did the refs miss that, in your opinion?
Well, everybody thinks the block charge is one of the toughest calls in basketball, and really the block charge is the easiest. You can see it coming, one of the easiest. You can see it coming. You're refereeing the defense, thinking like the offense, so that's not too tough of a call. But the two plays that are the hardest to officiate in basketball is the out-of-bounds play under the basket, which is one now that's reviewable inside 2 minutes, and basket interference and goaltending, because both those plays, you're not expecting it, and they surprise you, and you're not ready for it. And I guarantee you that's exactly what happened last night. The official who was in the center position, which is free throw line extended opposite the table, he was the only one that had the best look in the house. The trail official who was up by the bench, he was stacked. He couldn't see it. He was completely blocked out. And, of course, the guy underneath the basket, he's not supposed to be looking up there anyway. So the guy who was in center, he had a great look. I watched it, replayed it 4 or 5 times, and you could just tell after it happened. And his mannerisms after it happened, you could tell he was like, uh-oh, I think something happened that I should have blown a whistle on.
Wow.
And then when they get over to the table, this is the worst part, because I've been there. You get over the table and look at the monitor, and there's nothing you can do to correct it. And LSU's fixing to win at Kentucky, and you got to walk through all those blue bloods getting to the locker room. It's not fun.
So have you ever been in that situation, first of all, Mike, where you've gone over to the replay or gone over to the camera and went, holy moly, I missed this one?
Well, I tell you what, we had happen one time. This is a long time ago, probably in the early 90s. I was at Tennessee, and the horn had went off. What was supposed to, what we thought, because it was so loud and they were packed out. Matter of fact, they were playing LSU with Stanley Robertson, Shaquille O'Neal, Chris Jackson, and Wade Houston. It was a great game. And at the end, there was a tip-in, and I waved it off. I said it was after the buzzer. Well, when we went over there, the veteran official named John Clougherty, he says, I'm telling you right now, if they turn that horn on and it comes back and the horn goes off, if they flip that switch and the horn goes off, we still had time on the clock. If they flip the switch and the horn, nothing happens, then we're in good shape. They flipped the switch and nothing happened. I said, boy, we got out of there alive. That was before replay and all the DVD sports and all that stuff. So, yeah.
Wow. All right, so, Mike, what could have the officials done last night to have been in better position?
Nothing. I'm telling you, he was in great position.
Okay.
And whether you want to say he locked up or he froze, but he was in absolutely perfect position to see the play.
Are officials taught and instructed, when in doubt, in a situation like that at the end of the game, swallow the whistle instead of make a call that you're going to regret? In other words, is it better for an official to blow a call by not calling it or blow a call by calling it?
Well, you know, like they say, it's better to miss one that's there than to call one that's not there. That's kind of the philosophy. Okay. But at the end of the game, you better have enough courage to put air in that whistle. And I think he just got surprised. Now, one of the things that my old supervisor, John Guthrie, who used to be a coach at Georgia, and he was our supervisor for a long time in the SEC, and we were taught that if the ball is coming off the rim and the majority of the ball is off the rim, coming to the outside, you'll let them flush it back in. But that wasn't the case here. The majority of the ball was in the cylinder when he touched it, and it really, like I said, you say it was an easy call, but he could have blown that. There was no doubt that the ball was over the cylinder. From the angle he had a great view, and he just, like I said, either he froze up, locked up, but I'm telling you, no one feels worse today than that official, I can promise you.
How much of it goes into, once again, Mike Thibodeau joins us, 33-year officiating veteran, including 28 in the NCAA and the SEC, 15 consecutive NCAA tournaments, so Thibodeau certainly knows what he's talking about here. How much do you think that it helped LSU that Cavell Bigby Williams didn't jam it back in, that he just tipped it instead of bringing more attention to how, in other words, if he had reached in and just flushed it down, would that have been a much easier call for the official?
It may have been because that light touch, and then the official sees it bouncing around up there, and I'm sure he's hoping, well, there's no way that's going in. And then all of a sudden it drops in. And, you know, I looked at it on in slow motion, which they would have done if they had went over there, because if he would have called basket interference goaltending, there would have still been 0.5 seconds on the clock for Kentucky to have the ball out. But, you know, that'd be a moot point. They would probably go into overtime anyway. But it's just in a situation to where, you know, he's got to make that determination so quick. And but you're right. If he would have flushed it in, he may have blown it. But since it was tapped, he probably hesitated to say, this is probably not going in off the tap.
Calipari said after the game, Mike, that they lost the Final Four game because of a missed shot clock violation, and they eventually changed the rule because basically of the attention that it garnered. And he says we're kind of like Wilt Chamberlain, where rules change because of us. He would like to see goaltending reviewed, make it a reviewable play. It's easy to say that, especially after you've been the victim of maybe a missed goaltending call in a very big game like that. We've had a little time to sleep on it. Calmer heads have kind of gathered. As someone who's impartial like yourself and someone who represents the officiating world in a way, should goaltending be a reviewable call in college basketball?
Oh, absolutely. Anything that's what they've got so many cameras out there now for, especially, you know, when you're dealing with positioning in NCAA tournament, what seed you're going to get, especially late in the year. One game win, one game loss, you know, drop you here 3 or 4 positions. So it's too important for it not to be. And it wouldn't have took no more time than it took them last night to go review at the end of the game to make sure that the basket was good, even though they know it. They knew the basket was good, clearly, but they still, by rule, have to go over and review it. And that's a bad position to put them in there, standing over there, taking all that abuse. And then next thing he comes up and says, in the game, game's over, basket good. So, yes, it should be reviewed because it's too critical in these games. And a lot of people, you sit there and think, with the way the betting community is now, boy, these guys, it's a big swing for those guys too, whenever so much is on the line for everybody.
All right, here's the other part of this equation. Mike Thibodeau, former SEC referee, 15 consecutive NCAA tournaments as well. On the way up, on Skylar May's layup, he throws it off the glass. The Kentucky player goes up with his hand through the cylinder, which I now understand is not it's not called goaltending if your hand goes through the cylinder and you haven't made contact with the ball. But he does touch the rim. There is movement because you can see the overhead camera shot from the backboard that the camera moves because the rim was hit by the Kentucky player either on the way up when his hand goes through the rim or on his way down. Should that have been goaltending against Kentucky?
Well, no, not with the way the rules are, because if he's, the net is also considered part of the rim, so the ball has to be touching the rim. For if a player touches the net or touches the rim, either one, then that's basket interference. And so it has to be touching the rim. Now, that rule got changed a while back. When I was still officiating, we had a kid go up through the rim and block a ball outside the ring from the outside, and that was considered a legal play. But after that, that's another one that was made the video circuit all over the country. And after that play, he went up through the ring with his hand and blocked the ball that was coming into the basket on the outside, and which was actually a legal play. But they changed the rule on that to where you can't go up through the basket and block a ball on the outside. But touching the net or the ring while the ball is on the ring is basket interference goaltending.
But it's not goaltending if he touches the rim and the ball's on the way down, as long as the ball has not made contact with the rim, or if the ball's not making contact with his hand.
That's correct. Exactly. Yep.
So what you're basically saying, Tibbs, is that Kentucky got hosed.
Exactly right. Yep. And just like you said in the Missouri-Arkansas game, late in the game, I'm telling you, last minute, that's what we tell these guys is that those are you got to manage those major moments. And if you can't be ready for the last 2 minutes, you got to be flawless in the last 2 minutes, last minute of the game. And that was a major moment. And here this official probably is going to cost him. I mean, he can't show up at the SEC tournament. I promise you that. So it's probably going to cost him some games at the end of the season.
Wow.
That he didn't manage a major moment.
Wow. Now, will they penalize the entire crew or just that one ref that may have been more responsible?
Just like the NFL did in the Saints game, they're going to say, well, that's a judgment call. Well, it's a poor judgment call, but he'll still get knocked down on his ratings, and, it could even cost him an NCAA tournament because his ratings are dropped down. So that's what you hadn't heard about the NFL. What's happened to that official? Well, he got downgraded. Well, I don't want to hear about a downgrade. Right. If it cost a game, let us know what you're going to do with him. Is he suspended, or are you going to let him go? What's his status for next year,
Right. Now, which official are we talking about in the LSU-Kentucky game, Mike, you feel is the one who is going to be most likely downgraded?
Yeah, it was the center official who was free throw line extended opposite the table. And he was the only one that had the best look and the only one that could make the determination of whether it was, whether it's basket interference or goaltending.
And when you're saying opposite the table, from our television viewpoint, the one closest to us, not the one by the benches.
That's correct. Okay. He would have his back to the cameras.
Okay. So the one who basically was trailing Skylar Mays, I guess.
That's correct, right.
Okay.
And matter of fact, he came down and it wasn't like he was running and trying to get in position. He came down and came to a complete stop. And that's why I'm saying that he had an absolutely perfect open look at the play and just didn't make the call.
Wow. On a night like that, does it make you wish that, man, I wish I was still out there? Or does it make you think, boy, I am glad I'm not out there for that?
Oh, I tell you, you always want to be out in the arena, it's in your blood that you always want to get out there and make that last call and get it right. But and that's why we put ourselves in that position. It's not for the faint-hearted to put a striped shirt on. You got to have some courage when you go out there, and you want it's just like
any player in sports. They want that last shot. They want that last ball thrown to them for the touchdown, or in baseball, they want the ball to come to them where they can make the last out. Same thing with in officiating. You want to make that last call, and you want to get it right to where when you walk, I tell our guys all the time, officiating's hard work. Wherever how minutes you play, last night 40 minutes, high school 32 in basketball, it's hard work. It's not fun. I tell them it's not fun at all to go out there for 32 minutes or 40 minutes, but what's fun is when you leave the floor and you know you gave both teams an opportunity to win, and you made that last clutch call, and that's what makes it rewarding to put the striped shirt on.
Mike Thibodeau joining us, longtime referee, 28 years in the NCAA, SEC, 15 straight NCAA tournaments. Tib, while I got you here, before we let you go, if you're grading, so you brought it up, the Saints-Rams, we're not going to let it go away just yet.
Right.
If you're getting if you get the video and you've been requested to grade the referees, in particular the two who are on that side of the field, what is your review and what are you saying about those two officials on that particular play?
Well, one thing that I noticed is right after the play was over, the head linesman or the line judge, whatever he was, he started towards the side judge, and the side judge held his hand up, says, no, don't come to me. And I'm wondering, I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall in the locker room after that game, because I'm wondering if the line judge wasn't going to the side judge saying, hey, look, let's take a look at that helmet to helmet. We've done already gone by the pass interference, missed the pass interference, but we can still go back and look at helmet to helmet. Let's take it upstairs and let them look at that. And then all of a sudden the side judge says, no, we're not doing anything. Don't come to me. So I would sure like to know what that conversation was, because it looked like that was a big-time ego saying, do not come to me. I got to play right. You're not going to tell me anything about it. You go back to your position, Mr. Line Judge. So I would love – that's an area I don't think anybody's really looked at or found out exactly what the reason was he put his hand up.
Should a ref in that situation be not just downgraded? Is that termination level because of the magnitude of the game?
Well, I'm telling you, it's in the NFL, they'd already,
Yeah, they already fired one.
That's right. They already let one go. I mean, I think they're keeping it pretty quiet, but it would really surprise me to see this guy back on the roster next year, I promise you. But he had to have some pretty high credentials and some pretty high rankings. You don't get into the NFL playoffs without getting 94% of your calls right throughout the year. Greg Gotro, good friend of mine that's an NFL back judge, a side judge down in Lafayette, he says 94% or below, you don't get in the playoffs. So this guy rated pretty high to get all the way to the the championship game. So it'll be interesting to see if he's on the roster when they come back next year. And I'm sure a lot of people's going to be looking to see if he is when the roster comes out.
And you're talking about the side judge or the line judge?
The side judge.
Side judge.
Yeah. Because it was his play all the way. It was pretty obvious. Now, a lot of people are saying the back judge probably had a good look, too. Why didn't he throw the play? But, and that's part of one of the deals. That was not a crew that's worked together all year. Mm-hmm. They get in the playoffs and they pick the highest rated. They pick the highest rated officials, and I think that hurts them some. Whenever you don't take your whole crew in it, but sometimes you can't do that. So a crew may have a first or second year official. There's no way that you want to put them in that situation in a championship game. But I think that that probably hurt them, because somebody don't want to come in there and say, oh, I'm not going to throw a flag over on top of this side judge who's, maybe worked the Super Bowl or worked so many, playoff games. I'm not going to throw it. If he can't call it, then it probably wasn't there. But in a regular crew, they probably said, look, we're going to get the play right. I don't mind throw it over there and we can talk about it.
Interesting stuff, man. This is why we are so glad to have Mike Thibodeau on standby like this.
Yep.
Always good stuff, Thibodeau, and thank you very much for clearly describing the entire breakdown of the LSU Kentucky scenario as well, man. That's really good stuff, Tibbs. I appreciate it.
All right, sounds good, Tim. Always good to visit.
Same here, buddy. Always enjoy our visits. Mike Thibodeau, head of officials around here for high school folks on the Louisiana High School Officiating Association. And, of course, if you missed it, this guy's got the pelts on the wall. 31 years as a college basketball ref, 28 in the SEC, 15 consecutive NCAA tournaments. Interesting stuff. When we come back here on the Tim Fletcher Show, we'll hear from Cody Worsham, the digital media reporter for LSU, former Tiger Rag guy, so we look forward to that. Our show brought to you by the wonderful folks over at Daiquiri Express. Have you heard about their big block party they've got coming up? Daiquiri Express over there in the Shreve City location on Saturday, February 23rd. They're going to have a band, hollow decks, a big block party from noon until 6, live music, food, drinks, you name it. That's the Mardi Gras block party on February 23rd in Shreve City's location of Daiquiri Express and What's on Tap. And by the way, to kind of take care of your appetite between now and parade time, how about a king cake daiquiri from Daiquiri Express? Oh, you know you love them. 5 locations. North Market, where I-49 rolls through. Uri Drive in front of LSUS. Shreve City, we just mentioned. Over here on Mansfield Road by Big Lots. And Pines Road, not too far from the station, close to the post office. Tim Fletcher Show, 11:30 The Tiger. When we return, Cody Worsham joins us on the Mudbugs Hockey Hotline. Back right after this.
Believing you're nothing, nowhere to go. Just put you in the corner like an old banjo.
Let's Swoop Stores. Brighten your day. 109 East Burt Coons in Shreveport. 3818 Industrial Drive in Bossier City.
I love the old-fashioned tacos at Jimmy B's, and you know why? Number one, the meat is delicious. And even if I don't feel like having meat, if I feel like having a little vegetarian thing, all of their vegetables are absolutely fresh and delicious.
They are, and I'm a meat guy, but I love their veggies.
Yes, and their homemade tacos with the puffy, crispy, goodness.
It's a puffy, crispy goodness, sweetie.
And the queso and the salsa.
It's all good.
And the margaritas. I mean,
at Jimmy V's Fajita Factory.
Yeah, did we say that? Jimmy V's Fajita Factory.
Old Minden Road in Bossier City, just off I-20. Well, guys, it's not often that we get to witness history, but joining us on the phone, Brewer Quality Homes, Donnie Brewer, 3830 East Texas. It's almost like passing the torch.
It's exactly like passing the torch. So from now until he gets fired, Nate Dizzle is going to be the general manager, and he's going to run Brewer Quality Homes.
Nate Dizzle, that's a lot of responsibility, buddy. Are you ready for all that comes with this position?
Man, I was born ready.
He was born ready. Brewer Quality Homes, where Nate Dizzle is now running the show. 3830 East Texas in Bossier City.
Technology Truths, brought to you by Geico.
Technology Truths.
Truth, you talk faster when your phone has only 1% battery left.
Hey, hon, what's up?
Hey, sweetie, can you pick up Kitty Litter fabric softener? Oh, the lemony fresh kind. And French vanilla non-dairy creamer on your way home from work.
What?
Truth, it's so easy to switch and save on car insurance at geico.com.
Why are you talking like that?
Gotta go. I'm taking Kevin to Taekwondo and I only have a...
Honey? Hello?
Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
What's in store for your business this week at Staples?
Corner office chairs at cubicle prices.
Right now, during Staples Chair Event, you can save big, up to 40% on chairs for your home or office.
Like this week at Staples, a Serena leather desk chair is just $99.99. That's a savings of $80.
Be more productive, more comfortable, and save more money.
Get up to 40% off during Staples Chair Event and sit like a CEO.
Staples, there's a whole lot in store.
Ends 2/16/19 while supplies last.
Baseball and softball season will be here before you know it, and you know what that means? The fellas and the girls are going to be out there throwing their arms out. You know, when you look in the major league dugout, you'll see the pitcher who just comes out of the game with ice all over his shoulder. There's a reason why. You want to get that thing iced down and cooled off so the inflammation can go down and the healing can begin. So parents, if your little ones are out there throwing the ball around and they complain about that arm injury, come on down to Chillin' Hill, 798-4325, 798-4325, Chillin' Hill. Show me your daiquiri. It's Mardi Gras season. King Cake daiquiris are back. at Daiquiri Express. All 5 locations featuring the King Cake Daiquiri. If you love the eggnog daiquiris during the holiday season, you're going to absolutely fall for the King Cake Daiquiris at Daiquiri Express. Shreve City, Round Building, Uri Drive, Mansfield Road, Pines Road, North Market, Daiquiri Express, your home of the King Cake Daiquiris. Let Swoop Stores brighten your day. 109 East Burt Coons in Shreveport, 3818 Industrial Drive in Bossier City.
If it's LSU sports, it's on 1130 The Tiger.
Well, welcome back, everybody. 1130 The Tiger. Tim Fletcher Show, 8:32 is the time. Really good stuff from Thibodeau. Mike Thibodeau, who just joined us, breaking down the huge end-of-the-game moment in the LSU-Kentucky matchup last night. Speaking of huge moments, it's a huge moment if you make the call to Rapolo's Insulation. And check and see if you qualify for the big SWEPCO rebate program where you could save up to 60, 70% on insulation. Call Brian Rapolo and see if you qualify. It is so worth it. Why would you not? Save a ton of money, get your house properly insulated, therefore saving you a ton of money when it comes to your insulation and your utility bills. 865-5113. 865-5113. Rapolo's Insulation, keeping the hot side hot, keeping the cold side cold. You are absolutely getting it done at Rapolo's Insulation. Bayou Bellway's Trash text line, 318-GUY-PILE, 318-489-7453. Tib will agree the Kentucky goaltended May shot before the tip if he's seen the video. And I said, well, I asked him, and he says nope. Sweet Lincoln's Mullet says the ref ruined my celebration because when he turned from the scorer's table and faced the Kentucky coach, he did the no good or the incomplete signal, so I thought he meant the bucket didn't count. That's what Rogers and I both kind of had that initial feeling. Rusty says, I hate to be that guy, but Tibbs just admitted because it was in front of the Blue Bloods, he would have went extra to make that call. I didn't take that from Thibodeau, that he would have made the call, that the ref would have made the call because of the situation. Did he say that? I don't think he said that.
I think he just kind of implied it's more intimidating at Rupp Arena.
Yeah.
That you want to make sure you get it right at a place like that.
Right.
That the level of expectation
that
is
you
so
want
high.
to, and yes, I think that he, I took it from Thibodeau's that the ref who didn't make the call froze, and maybe he froze.
And he said that numerous times.
Yeah. And then he says the guy should be downgraded.
Yeah.
Doc Marvin says, come on, Tib. The ref put his hand up towards Sean Payton, who was storming down the sideline, not the line judge. I'll take Tib on this one, Doc. Draco said we should have asked Grish if it's time to plant potatoes yet. Potatoes or tomatoes? What if he means tomatoes or tomatoes? When do you plant potatoes? You know what? I plant potatoes in the Brookshire's produce section. They already bag them up. They grow really good. They grow them in a bag, and it's amazing. Twisty tie. I don't know how they grow them like that. Because I look and I don't see any roots under the table. I don't see any dirt. I don't see any mules pulling a plow. I just go there and I'm like, well, these things grew in a bag. And 10 of them. Just the amount I needed. Draco also is on his way to get Swoop Taffy. Well, Grish says you plant taters on Valentine's Day. And Draco says they're not near as good as fresh potatoes. Well, nothing's as good as fresh. Tell you, Rogers Hampton's when he's fresh. Grrr. Johnny C. says should have played Louisiana rain instead of Kentucky rain. It's falling like tears, kind of like LSU did all over Kentucky. Woo. Don't have it. Yeah. Elk Rider on the Bayou Bellways Trash text line. Bayou Bell, the nice guys who love talking trash with you. 671-9900, 671-9900. Save money on your waste. Get better service and work with a locally owned and operated, family-owned and operated business. 671-9900 is your way to get in touch with two phones. That's Russell Hall and C-Mac. That's Clint McCullough. 671-9900 on the Bayou Bellways Trash Text line. Elk Rider says, I thought giving the ball to Mace for the final shot was the best move Wade made. I don't think UK was expecting that. No, they double teams Tremont Waters. Showtime, I was watching the game with my wife. We saw the ending. We both paused, speechless, and said, what just happened? Then watched it in slow-mo and was like, holy crap. Then we figured out about 3 minutes later, and that's when we really wigged out. Yeah, that's kind of a good way to describe how the thing went. Emmett Williams' game reminds me of Dennis Rodman, a little eccentric, hard-nosed, active rebounder, great defender, and not very tall. Yeah, he's about 6'5" or 6'6". And he also says that LSU played cooler than a polar bear's toenails last night. Heck of a win. It's 7:38 from Jones. Control hailed, man. Power to the people. Athletes. Junebug the Idiot says, how about my Blue Devils? Oh, come on, Junebug. You're a Duke fan? Really? In today's world, you're a Duke fan? Come on. Were you a Duke fan in 1974? I was not a Duke fan in 76, right, when they beat Arkansas in the Final Four? Spanarkle, Jaminski, Hotzenfeld Incorporated. Ba-da-da-ba-da-da-ba. We're going to make it. Spanarkle, Jaminski. They beat Arkansas in the Final Four. We really hate them. I never liked Duke since then. Now they've got Satan coaching them. He's got some hair painted on top. He gets the best players in the land, and they don't win every year. How good of a coach can K really be? They rallied from 23 down. It's the biggest comeback in Krzyzewski history. This time, there's no stopping Zion. He dented a basketball. Did you see last night when he grabbed the basketball? He dug into it and dented the basketball. He's got hands stronger than vice grips. And he will do it Zion's way. Yes, Zion's way. Someone please beat Duke. Will it be North Carolina or Kentucky? Please let it be LSU in the NCAA tournament. Please beat Duke. Junebug says I was 7 in 74. I made choices. When in 74, I was 9 years old, and I knew who I was liking. Come on. Got to have conviction, Junebug. 8:40 the time. What's going on with
Cody thought it was 8:15, and he had another hit at 8:30, so he said he would try to get back to us after this next hit. But he thought it was 8:15, and he was on the line with somebody else when he picked up. So he said he would either call back or we would try him back.
Not a problem. 8:15, okay? Is the time I told him. So it was my
So we're
fault.
going to shoot for 8:45, 9 o'clock now. But he was very nice about it.
All right. Yeah, I told him 8:15, but in my head I said 8:30 all day long yesterday. All day today. Once again, the bathroom microphones are a little hot today. Little hot. Coming in hot. Oh, Junebug says I was -7 in 74, not 7. Flying Elvis just texts in, wow. I think that was a wow moment. Junebug says I was born in 81. I was going to say, Junebug, if you're 7 in 74, that means you're only 2 years younger than me. You're holding yourself pretty good together there. I'm like, I don't think Junebug's 51. He was born in 81. That makes a little bit more sense. He looks Now, for 38, looking kind of rough. Looking a little different there. Come on, Juba, you look almost 39 now. All right, 8:41 the time. Tim Fletcher Show, 11:30 the Tiger. Gibbsland Bank and Trust, 3 locations. That third location is up and running right now. They're open. 3400 Line Avenue. Come get you some. Want some, get some. 4.11% interest. That's what I want. I can get it. Gibbsland Bank and Trust, the great banking team. Also, Highway 80 next to the Bellagio. And, Mansfield Road and Williamson Way. Gibbsland Bank and Trust, the great banking team. Yeah, I blew Cody Worsham. We'll see if we can get him back here in just a few minutes. All right, Tim Fletcher Show, 11:30 the Tiger. 8:42 the time. It's going to be a beautiful, sunshiny, 68, 70-degree day. Oh, yeah. It's a good day to be on the patio at Cantina Laredo, isn't it? The CL on the DL, Cantina Laredo, gourmet Mexican dining. I am telling you right now, when it comes to quitting time today, how about just popping over to the Shops at Belmead on Uri Drive, and when the hostess asks, where would you like to sit? Outside. Go out there on that patio. Enjoy a beautiful sun-splashed afternoon with gourmet Mexican dining at the restaurant that has been here and supported so many endeavors around this area for so long. Cantina Laredo and the Shops at Belmead on Uri Drive. We'll be back right after this commercial getaway. Let Swoop Stores brighten your day. 109 East Burt Coons in Shreveport, 3818 Industrial Drive in Bossier City.
Hi, this is Russell Hall with Bayou Bell Waste. I've been in the customer service industry in Shreveport, Bossier for the last 30 years, and if there's one thing I know, it is the customer is the most important part of the equation when it comes to doing business here in Shreveport, Bossier. And we hold our customers in high regard. We hold you in high regard, and we would love to have the opportunity to show you that to us, garbage isn't just something that's a necessary evil. It is where we have an opportunity to take care of customers. So if you need a dumpster, call the home team, Bayou Bell Waste, 671-9900, or you can see us at BayouBellWaste.com.
Have you seen all the trucks on Uri Drive? And I'm not talking about the ones swerving to miss potholes.
No, I know what you mean. 7500 Uri Drive, Chevy Land. What did you call that place again?
The Land of Chevys.
The Land of Chevys at Chevy Land. Sweetie, all those 2018 Silverados we see out front when we're driving down, you're going to start seeing a lot fewer of them.
What? Why?
$12,000 off select 2018 Chevy Silverado Crew Cab LTs. That's what I said, Allie.
Oh, they're on sale.
$12,000 off select 2018 Chevy Silverado Crew Cab LTs. I'm not going to say it a third time.
You should.
Chevy Land. We care about you. 7500 Uri Drive in Shreveport, Louisiana. Central Standard Time. Oh, that means nighttime's early. It's dark all the time. Donnie Brewer, Brewer Quality Homes. How's that affecting your work hours?
So we've reduced our hour. We close at 5:30 now instead of 6, and that's just to make sure that Mitch doesn't get in the house after dark.
Brewer Quality Homes, where Mitch doesn't get after dark. 3830 East Texas in Bossier City. I think we might have to skip that one.
Are you sure? I mean, you can say.
It was her first concert, so we were nervous.
Well, Dad was.
And thanks to Total Wireless, we got her the phone she loved.
It's amazing.
On the nation's largest, most dependable 4G LTE network for a lot less than you'd expect. Now we can always stay connected.
Does it have to be always, Dad?
Hey.
You got this with Total Wireless. Get the nation's largest and most dependable 4G LTE network for $25 per line for 4 lines. Available at Walmart for an everyday low price. Total Wireless, total confidence. Please refer to the latest terms and conditions at TotalWireless.com.
Did you know that Bailey's Jewelers creates custom jewelry in-house? Listen to what one customer had to say. My husband designed a custom necklace with the fellas at Bailey's for our anniversary. It's so beautiful. They helped him make his vision come to life, and I love it. They are simply the best. I can't wait to do business with Bailey's Fine Jewelers again. That's Bailey's Fine Jewelers in Bossier City.
Let Swoop Stores brighten your day. 109 East Burt Coons in Shreveport, 3818 Industrial Drive in Bossier City.
1130 The Tiger is your home for Wrestling Observer Live, weekdays at 2 p.m., where we talk pro wrestling from around the globe. Catch us this afternoon at 2, right here on 1130 The Tiger.
KWKH, Shreveport, Bossier City. 1130 The Tiger, Shreveport and Bossier's #1 sports station.
I'm sad alone in a boggy marsh, totally motionless except.
Welcome back, everybody. 1130 The Tiger, Tim Fletcher Show, 847 on this fantastic Valentine's Day Eve. Oh, buddy. Is that news to you guys that it's Valentine's Day Eve? Oy. Well, I don't want to. Do I have to draw a Google map to Bailey's Jewelers for you? Bailey's Jewelers, locally owned and operated for 40-plus years. Gary Bailey and good old Paul Little. I guarantee you today, they may be the only jewelry store in Shreveport, Bossier, that when you go in to buy that Valentine's Day gift for the lovely lady in your life, that they will also be able to absolutely converse about last night's LSU Kentucky game and expound on the Duke-Louisville game. In other words, you got real sports fans when you go to Gary Bailey and Paul Little. East Texas in front of Pierre Bossier Mall, beautiful pieces of jewelry. If it comes with a little brown box from Bailey's, it's going to be a very sweet Valentine's Day for you. Grr, baby, grr. 8:48 the time. Joining us on the Mudbugs Hockey Hotline, it's your LSU digital media reporter, formerly of Tiger Rag Magazine, good old Cody Worsham. Hello, Cody. How are you today, sir?
What's up, Tim? Doing well. How are you?
I am A-OK. Rogers blew it. I told him 8:15. I don't know why he didn't call you. I'm like, Rogers, it's time to call Cody. He goes, nope, I'm not calling until 8:30. I'm like, that's not right, Rogers. I think I told him 8:15. So
that's okay. Rogers is a nice guy. We all make mistakes, so we can forgive him this mistake this one time.
All right, so you're off the hook, Rogers. Wow, kind of like the Kentucky referees, yes. Cody, I don't know exactly how old you are, how long you've been kind of tracking LSU athletics, but in terms of basketball wins, this kind of goes up there to me, and it may end up being bigger than the Elite Eight win over Duke to get to the Final Four. Where does it rank in your regard? Oh, I think we lost him. I thought I heard a click. He's really upset about you missing his 8:15 time slot. So that's one of those things that, you just, so tough to have good help. We've got it with Rogers, but actually it was me. I was the one.
Hey, Cody, we lost you, buddy. Hold on for a second, my man.
All right. Now Cody Worsham joins us again. Hello, Cody. Rogers really is upset about this whole thing. Disconnects the phone and all this good stuff. Cody, where does this rank as far as all-time great basketball wins for LSU?
Well, recently, it's way up there. I mean, I'd probably go back 10 years to the last time LSU won in Rupp and clinched the SEC when Tasman Mitchell hit a late three. This one's pretty close with that. I mean, a couple years ago, LSU beat Arkansas on the road and sort of clinched an NCAA tournament berth, but that was a different level. That team was, kind of on the bubble and fighting to get in. This team is not on the bubble. This team is fighting for elite seeding at this point. You're talking at least a 4 seed at the very, very worst right now, and after the win last night, probably fighting for a 3 or a 2 and with a chance to get even higher if they keep winning. So it's up there. I mean, you'd have to go back at least 10 years to find a win that's significant, and beyond that, I'm a little bit out of my depth, but it's definitely a historic win for this team.
Cody Worsham joining us from LSUsports.net. To me, now that we've had a little time to kind of sleep on this, Cody, there's a lot of reasons why this was an impressive win. But one thing that just stands out to me again is LSU wins this game with Naz Reid only logging 21 minutes and basically missing about an 11-minute swatch of time in the second half. Down 3, he goes to the bench with his 4th foul, and they were able to pull this out. And they did it on a night when Naz Reid was on the bench for nearly half the game, and Tremont Waters struggled shooting the ball from the floor. that tells me this team has got something a little bit more than just a really impressive 1-2 punch. What was the thing that kind of stands out to you now that we've had about 12 hours removed from the end of the game that impresses you about this win?
Yeah, I mean, if you kind of look at the individual box scores, like no one really stands out for LSU that had a great game. I mean, Tremont, you mentioned, just 3 of 13 from the field. He had 15 points and 5 assists, so he played well. He just didn't shoot that great. Made all 8 of his free throws. But to me, the standout guy in the second half was Emmett Williams, coming off the bench and getting you 12 points and 6 rebounds in just 19 minutes. He hadn't played much in the last couple of games. He didn't play much in the second half against Auburn. I think he only played 4 or 5 minutes in the first half against Kentucky. But with Naz in foul trouble, with Darius Days in foul trouble, they kind of had to play Emmett, and he stepped up. I mean, he was an absolute monster. He was the best big on the floor for most of that second half, and that's kind of the special quality of this team. It's kind of the next man up mentality that's sort of become a sports cliche, but this team really buys into it. You know, if it's Naz's night, they lean on Naz. If it's Tremont's night, they lean on Tremont. If they need contributions from everybody kind of steps up. They just kind of sense what it takes to win the game, and then they just go with that. So it's a really unselfish group. It's a group that roots for each other. I said this earlier, but the chemistry this team has, I think they'd be just as close as they are if they were 4-20 instead of 20-4. They just get along so well. Will Wade cultivates that culture. They've been through some stuff together, so that's brought them closer together. It's just a unique bond that I haven't seen often with teams, and right now it's translating to success on the court. They're a special group.
Well, and that's interesting you say that, Cody, because it shows up, and I know you're around the team quite a bit, and I know that our dear friend, former Flyer of the Year, Kent Lowe, certainly could attest for this as well. But even from a fan standpoint, just watching on the telly, you can see when another player does well, and the 3 guys who weren't involved on the assist and the hoop, the way that they react, it's a very selfless team. It really came through in the last couple of games before the Kentucky game. If you just kind of watch the pause between the notes there and a musical score, the same thing with LSU. If you watch in the little moments on the way back to the bench or coming off the bench after a timeout, there is just something that kind of is really, they exude this one for all for one kind of mentality. And that is so tough, I would think, Cody, in today's world of, a lot of AAU ball, a lot of, hey, man, I got to get my one, I want to be the spotlight so I can get my shot. How much of that, you brought up Will Wade, how much of that was something that Will really brought to the media's attention that this was something that we are going to work on here, is creating this culture of teamwork and selflessness? Is that something that he has preached from day one since his arrival?
Yeah, I think just the general approach to stuff off the court that Will Wade has with this team is unique, and I guess the best word is extreme. He takes it to the extreme with how much time, energy, effort he invests, and just the personalities on the team, the psychology of the team. He has a sports psychologist who was there last night, Dr. Joel Fish, that he consults daily during the season, just from the most minute things. I remember one time sitting in Will's office when he was on the phone with Joel Fish, and they were talking about the psychology of different players, and he was saying, should I put my arm around this guy before practice, or should I put my arm around him after practice? Just the detail that they put in to how these guys are feeling, taking their temperature, making sure that you don't have cliques on the team, that you got a bunch of guys who are all friends and all kind of hang out together. They put a lot into that, and you've seen that pay off. I mean, that stuff matters more than I think people understand. But the way that a team gets along, the way that a team loves each other and works together, that stuff translates into real results. And I mean, just look back a couple seasons ago when Ben Simmons was at LSU. That team was just as talented as this team, but they didn't quite have that connection. I mean, they had some guys who were close, they had other guys who were close, but as a cohesive group, they just weren't like that. And this team's got that special factor, and hopefully it carries forward and keeps getting them some wins. How
did the relationship with Dr. Joel Fish, at first I thought you said Dr. Goldfish, and I was like, That's a strange name. I was like, that's one of the worst James Bond villains I think I've ever heard in my life. I'm Dr. Goldfish. I'll take all your koi. How did this relationship with Dr. Joel Fish begin? Because isn't he a Philly guy?
He is from Philly. I don't know exactly what the origins of it were. I think that Will hooked up with Joel Fish first when he was at Chattanooga. I think it goes back that far. I'm sure Will's a voracious reader. If you see him on the plane after a game, he's always got a book in his hand. I'm sure he read some book somewhere and Joel Fish popped up, and he goes to every length he can to get wins. So I'm sure he called Joel Fish and started working with them. But that component, there's another guy he works with, Greg Graber, who's like a mindfulness coach for the team. They do meditation and breathing exercises. It's a very holistic approach. Will Wade definitely believes, and it's not just a physical sport. There's a mental component too. There's a psychological component to it too. All that stuff matters, and they invest a lot in that. So it's not something to take lightly. It's something that I think produces tangible results, and you're seeing those results on the court.
Cody Worsham joining us from LSUsports.net, of course, the LSU website. And if you want to just kind of get a good feel for Cody's writing style, look up his game story on Saturday's win over Auburn. Was just I thought Cody was fantastic. And if you don't submit that for an LSWA, you're nuts. It was really well done. And really brought out, I think, the essence of why that team won. And I don't think it's any coincidence that last night that some of your reporting that I haven't seen anywhere else was certainly brought up on the broadcast about how Skylar Mays, and I'm sure Will talked about this with Vital and Ravitch, but about how Skylar Mays had the weight of the world on him with those tests last week. And then the pre-med major played like a guy with the weight off his shoulders, as you wrote on Saturday. So, again, just want to publicly acknowledge that was really well written, and I enjoyed it. And it was you can go to LSUsports.net and see more of Cody's work there. Now, enough of the blowing the sunshine up your shorts. Let's get back to the good stuff here. This win over Kentucky, okay? If this were a football win over Alabama, which this is the equivalent of, and maybe even bigger, the fact that this is only the 6th win in program history over Kentucky, because like Jacob says, back when he was at LSU, Alabama wasn't the problem, Florida was. So this is like kind of I don't know who this is like the equivalent of, but if this were a football win over Alabama, LSU fans wouldn't wake up on Sunday morning and go, oh gosh, we're going to lose Orgeron now. Someone's going to come calling after Orgeron because we finally beat Alabama. On the road. LSU fans are excited. They got the win, but they're also worried to death that, oh, boy, yep, UCLA is going to come calling. Texas A&M, they got the money. They're going to come calling for Will Wade. You've been around this guy. You've been around this program. What is the Will Wade job track? Where does this guy want to go, and should LSU fans be concerned about Will Wade's future in Baton Rouge?
Yeah, I can only speak to the conversations I've had with Will and the things that I've heard him tell other people. And I've heard him say this multiple times publicly. He's kind of hopped around a little bit in his college career. I mean, he's young, and that's kind of what you do when you're young in your career. You kind of work your way up the ladder, and that's what he's done. He was 2 years at Chattanooga. He's 2 years at VCU. Before that, he was a couple years at VCU as an assistant. And then he came over to LSU. I've heard him say this now a few times. I feel like he wants to settle in. He said that he wants to stay somewhere and build something and be around for a while. So, I sense that's what he feels about LSU. I mean, all the work and effort and energy that he's put into getting this program from where it was when he got here, 2-16 in the SEC, lost a program record 15 games in a row the year before he got here, to where they are now, they're 20-4 and 10-1 in the SEC, and I think number 6 in the RPI, and kind of the discussion for them to be a 2 seed is not out of the picture at all. I mean, they could win the SEC and be a 2 seed, possibly even a 1 seed if they just win every game from here on out. I mean, that's getting a little bit ahead of myself there, but he's built something. He's invested energy and time and effort into it, and he said before that he wants to build something and stay somewhere for a while and put roots down. He's got a young daughter. He's got a wife. I get the sense that he wants to stay at LSU for a while and kind of enjoy the fruits of the things that he's building. But all that said, he'll be the first one to tell you this. I promise if you ask him that question, he hadn't won anything yet. He hadn't won anything yet at LSU. Being Kentucky's great, being 20-4 is great, but it doesn't mean anything unless you keep building on it. So I get the sense that he wants to be here. He wants to produce results and make something happen, and hopefully he does. Because you can tell, I can tell, he's a heck of a coach. He's young, he's energetic, he's been great for the program, great for the university. As a guy that was just a basketball fan growing up in Baton Rouge, I love to see the program having success, and it's been awesome to see him build that. So hopefully he's around and keeps it going. Not just now, but in the future as well.
Cody Worsham joining us. Cody, Skylar Mays is traveling down the floor and ready to throw the shot off the glass. And the next 5 seconds of, pure chaos that ensued. What was your reaction watching on television?
My reaction was I thought that they had waved the basket off first for offensive basket interference. When I saw the replay, I thought they might overturn it as well. To me, it did look like the ball might have been like inside the cylinder. I don't know the exact rule. I think the rule is that you've got a vertical cylinder around the rim, and if the ball's inside that vertical cylinder, it's offensive interference. But when they showed the other replay, you could see that a Kentucky player had put his hand through the inside of the rim as Skylar Mays shot the layup, and he actually shook the rim with the force of his hand. So that actually should have been, that was before the tip, and that should have been defensive goaltending, and the layup would have counted. So I think in the end it kind of evened out. But, look, all you can do if you're LSU is put yourself in the position to make a play. Skylar did a great job driving the length of the court and getting the shot up on the glass, making sure it didn't get blocked. And then Cavell did a heck of a job working to get the tip. So you kind of control what you can control. I think LSU fans understand, as LSU fans and Saints fans understand as well as anybody, that once you make the play or once the play happens and it's out of your hands and it's up to the officials, there's nothing you can do about it. So you just do what you can to put yourself in that position, and LSU did a good job of that. I honestly thought, after all that, when the referee broke the huddle, he kind of did a hand motion that looked like he was saying it's no good.
Right.
What he actually was saying was game over. I thought he said no good, and so I said, oh, boy, here we go, another overtime game. Let's buckle up for this one. But he actually said game over, and so LSU kind of celebrated from there. And credit to LSU for putting themselves in a position. I understand if Kentucky feels a little bit hard-pressed, but, you can't give – I think Calipari would be the first one to tell you as well. Can't give up a 9-point second-half lead. LSU did a great job to cut that down, and it's a credit to this team. They just keep coming back from these deficits, and they've got a lot of grit and fortitude to them.
One thing for you here, Cody. We were just on before we had you on. Mike Thibodeau, who lives here, was an SEC ref for 28 years, worked 15 consecutive NCAA tournaments. We asked him specifically because we thought the exact same thing you thought. Was it offensive goaltending? Well, it looked like the ball was off the rim, and he said no. It absolutely was goaltending on LSU. Said if there is any bit of the ball that is inside the imaginary cylinder from the rim to eternity upward, if there is any touching of the ball while it's in that cylinder, any portion of it, it's goaltending. He says that the ref who should have made the call was on the free throw line extended with his back to the camera opposite of the bench. He said that guy is more than likely going to be downgraded and maybe significantly enough to where he's not going to be allowed to work the SEC tournament or the NCAA tournament, which Thibodeau has worked, like we said, multiples of those. And on the Kentucky thing, and this was news to us as well, Cody, that's why I'm sharing it with you, he said the rules have changed now. He goes, there was a time when you could go with your hand through the cylinder and block a shot outside of the cylinder. You can put your hand through the rim, and as long as the ball was outside the ring, you could still block it. He goes, now the ball has to literally be touching the rim for goaltending to be called on the defense with their hand inside the cylinder, and the contact has to be made with the net, the rim, or the ball. And so he said it was not goaltending on Kentucky, and it should have been goaltending on LSU. He says, and the way Thibodeau explained it, and he's worked probably 50 games in Rupp Arena, he said that the ref just froze. He said that he didn't put the air in the whistle and should have done it, but he said the moment was too big for him. And so it's one of those deals where, sometimes you get the breaks and sometimes the breaks get you, and it sounds like LSU may have gotten a little bit of a break last night. But I guess you'll take it, right?
Yeah, you take it every time. Not every call is going to go your way, so when you do get the calls that go your way, you take them. I kind of play devil's advocate. I'm not going to disagree with an official with that kind of experience. I've officiated one JV scrimmage one time, and I got yelled at by all the parents. So I'll never officiate again.
You're an expert. Oh,
yeah.
dude.
So
I did a spring football game.
One of the jobs that. That's one of the jobs that I decided I'll never do again. But I did think on the possession previously when LSU was up 2, that LSU got called for a couple little ticky-tack fouls that they probably should have been called for.
Yes.
So that stuff kind of evens out over the course of a season. But when you can get that kind of break on the last play of the game and win it, you take it, you pack your bags, you go home, and you celebrate the win. And you try to put yourselves in positions next time where it's not up to the officials. But I'm glad LSU got the call, and hopefully they're not in that situation again where one goes against them.
He's Cody Worsham. Go to LSUsports.net and find out a lot of stuff about Cody. He's going. I think there's a little bit of an audio situation where you kind of go into detail about the game from last night. So go to LSUsports.net and enjoy all of Cody's work. And I've also see Kent Lowe, the Kent Lowe Invitational every summer here in Shreveport, one of the most coveted golf tournaments that a player can play in. Once again, Cody Worsham, LSUsports.net. Cody, thanks for being here, and I apologize for Rogers mistiming the call earlier.
Yeah, just give him a stern talking to in the break, and we'll move on from it. Yeah, but great to be on with you guys.
We enjoyed it, Cody. Thanks a lot, buddy. Best of luck to you the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Cody Worsham, everybody, here, 9:07 the time. Tim Fletcher Show, 11:30 the Tiger. Rogers. Okay, it really wasn't Rogers' fault. I'll take the blame now, as long as he knows it wasn't my fault. People up here know me. People down there don't know how scatterbrained I can be on occasion. You know what it could be? It could be tooth decay. I swear I thought he was saying Dr. Goldfish. And when he called goldfish, I'm like, wait a minute. Will Wade's talking to a goldfish?
Or did he say he was playing Go Fish?
I don't go fish.
I don't know. I don't know.
The fact that it was Joel Fish makes a lot more sense. 868-4072. That's Cormier Family Dentistry. These guys and gals over at Cormier Family Dentistry. Of course, the top dogs, big honchos, the ones with the DDS after their name, Doctors Adam and Jana Cormier. They're married. Yeah. Husband and wife team. 34 years of experience in private dental practice. Proud graduates of LSU, maybe even more proud this morning. You get the Gold 10 special today. I don't know what it is, but they're going to, maybe they will not put their hands inside the cylinder of your mouth for more than 2 seconds today. I don't know. I don't know what the Gold 10 special would be, but ask them about it. At Cormier Family Dentistry. Say, hey, Fletch said that we get the goaltending special today. What's that? 868-4072. 868-4072. What they bring to the table is absolute Southern hospitality and incredibly old world charm when you show up. Because, look, most people aren't really waking up going, I get to go to the dentist today. It's typically something that you are not looking forward to. They're aware of that. So they try to make it as accommodating and warm and welcoming as they possibly can. And then once you're in the chair, the C-REC system, the XG 3D cone beam scanner, digital x-rays, and the latest in sedation dentistry is all to serve patients more efficiently and effectively at Cormier Family Dentistry, 868-4072. Tim Fletcher Show, 11:30 The Tiger. We'll be back right after this commercial message. The Cleanup Hour, hitting fourth. First Choice Personnel. Make First Choice Personnel your last call. 797-7810.
Welcome to Walk-On's Bistro and Bar, where every dish starts from scratch. Fresh ingredients bring our food to life. Mouth-watering cuisine, unique flavors, and we're always more than happy to share our Southern charm and culture. A love of life, family, food, friends, fun, sports, and celebrations. Walk-Ons. It's game day with the taste of Louisiana.
Arms hurt, shoulders hurt, knees, ankles, hips. Name a body part. No, Roger's not that one. Chillin' Hill. Everything hurts until you go to Chillin' Hill. The road to recovery. Chillin' Hill. Seriously, give them 3 minutes, and you'll be dancing out of Chillin' Hill. Limp in, dance out. 460 Ashley Ridge Boulevard, Suite 600. 798-4325, 798-4325.
I loved the eggnog daiquiris at Daiquiri Express during the holidays. Yeah, past tense. We're moving forward. We're moving on. What's next, you ask? Well, Mardi Gras season. The Carnival. So King Cake Daiquiris are here. All 5 locations of Daiquiri Express have King Cake Daiquiris. North Market, Erie Drive, Pines Road, Mansfield, Shreve City, all with King Cake Daiquiris at Daiquiri Express. One more of those.
It was her first concert, so we were nervous.
Well, Dad was.
And thanks to Total Wireless, we got her the phone she loved.
It's amazing.
On the nation's largest, most dependable 4G LTE network for a lot less than you'd expect. Now we can always stay connected.
Does it have to be always, Dad?
Hey.
You got this with Total Wireless. Get the nation's largest and most dependable 4G LTE network for $25 per line for 4 lines. Available at Walmart for an everyday low price. Total Wireless, total confidence. Please refer to the latest terms and conditions at totalwireless.com.
March into JCPenney for big savings at the President's Day appliance sale. Get up to 40% off hot deals on select styles of your favorite brands like LG, Frigidaire, and GE. Plus, get 18 or 30-month special financing on qualifying purchases with your JCPenney credit card through February 27th. Plus, earn up to $100 in JCPenney rewards. JCPenney. Offers valid 2/7 through 2/27. Some exclusions apply. Must request a time of purchase. Special financing and new account discount offers cannot be combined. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store or jcp.com/appliances for details.
O'Reilly. Are your wiper blades chattering, skipping, or squeaking? Don't compromise your visibility with streaks or smearing on your windows. When it's time to replace your wiper blades, stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts and see our selection. We'll even install your new blades while you wait. See better and drive safer. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
You know, one of the best places to have a birthday party for your little one or for the big ones? Jimmy V's Fajita Factory. It's so festive there, and everybody's in such a great mood. The food is delicious. They've got several different places there in the restaurant that you could have your own little gathering and just hoop it up. Plenty of cold margaritas, cold beer, chips, dips, and of course, delicious fajitas. Jimmy V's Fajita Factory.
Old Mill Inn Road in Bossier City, just off I-20. Everybody's looking to save some money, right? Come on, we're not all Rockefellers around here. That's why this deal going on right now with Rapolo's Insulation is a no-brainer. If you qualify, there is a direct rebate of up to 75% off with brand new insulation with a rebate program through Swepco and Rapolo's Insulation. I'm telling you, it's like found money. Rapolo's Insulation, the rebate program, 865-5113.
Hitting cleanup for us here on the Tim Fletcher Show, it's First Choice Personnel. Make First Choice Personnel your last call. 797-7810.
Where Shreveport and Bossier come for LSU Sports. 1130, The Tiger.
Welcome back, everybody. 11:30 The Tiger, 9:15 is the time. Tim Fletcher Show coming at you on a fantastic-looking Wednesday. A dream, if you will. This Chevy, you and I involved in a Silverado. And engaged and involved. I was trying to be a little bit less sexy. Of course, there is something sexy about a brand new Silverado, especially up to $13,000 off. That's the grr of the engine, baby. 2018 Silverado's up to $13,000 off. Come on, man. Chevyland. I love them, and I love them, and I don't care who knows it. 7,500 Uri Drive. We care about you over at Chevyland, man. You know they do. 9.5 acres of beautiful brand new cars, trucks, and SUVs to choose from. 0% financing on 2018 Silverado 1500s for qualified buyers as well. So that's basically allows you to get even more truck for less per month. Yeah. I love it. You're going to love it as well. 2019 Equinox, 0% financing for 60 minutes, 60 months, 60 minutes. Better hurry and pay this thing off. I got 1 hour to pay this off. Come on, 7. Go bet on the gray horse. 0% financing for 60 months. That's better for qualified buyers at Chevyland. We care about you. 7500 Uri Drive in Shreveport, Louisiana. Whew. All right, that was fun with Cody Worsham. That was fun with Mike Thibodeau. From the Bayou Bellways Trash text line, okay, that makes sense about the he said, Fletch, we beat Kentucky more than 6 times. I said, yeah, my bad. I mean 6 times on the road. I think it's, yeah, they've only beat Kentucky 6 times on the road in program history. Thibodeau's a great guy, but he loves to play devil's advocate. Is that a new Hasbro game? Who makes that, Mattel? If it's a video game, then Watley and Greg are playing it right now. Obviously, the win over Kentucky is big, but Rogers, the national media will eventually move back over to the Duke situation.
Oh, absolutely.
23 points down with 9 minutes to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Imagine if that game didn't happen.
Yeah. So, I'm not a Krzyzewski fan. I don't know if you're aware of this. Really? Yeah. Not a Duke fan. Not sure if you're aware of that. But this is kind of, that's the Zion Williamson, of course, the Wunder kid who will be the number 1 overall pick in the 2019 draft. After the game, said when it was 23 points down with 9:58 to play, Krzyzewski told his Duke team in a pivotal second-half huddle, Williamson said, quote, he said he doesn't coach losers, he only coaches winners. He said, go out there and play hard, and he can coach us to a win. Well, that's pretty good. I have a feeling that might be that little phrase may make its way into a few high school locker rooms around the country. I don't coach losers, I only coach winners. Now get out there and play hard, and I'll coach us to a win. When you have a coach who says that, I think you almost, you look at his, well, he has done this before. He's older than dirt, but he still makes a little bit of sense.
Yeah. That's that same confidence I think Johnny Jones had when he was at LSU.
I think so.
Guys,
we're down 23. I am going to the buffet.
Jacket's coming off.
Jacket's coming off. This means I am into it. Now you know.
Let's call back-to-back timeouts.
I want to call a timeout, set up a play, and then call another timeout, and then have the play, and then turn it over on the inbounds play. Zion Williamson and company come back from 23 down. It's the largest comebacks in Krzyzewski's history as the head coach of the Duke Blue Devils. Louisville players and fans were just stunned. Literally stunned by it was just methodical. Boom, 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 boom. Steamrolling them. Well, Duke is Duke. That's what they say, right? That's what Dr. Goldfish says.
I get where Coach K gets all his thoughts. I'm just open me a Hall's cough drop.
Yeah.
A pep talk in every drop. Don't give up on yourself. The show must go on or work. Be unstoppable.
Wow.
All of that. Right
all of that on a Hall's cough drop. That sounds like something Vin Scully would say. Glenn Hubbard looks like he just came off the cover of a cough drop box. Talk about hanging your hat on the horns of a dilemma. 318 Fletch, when are you all going to get Cupcake to call in? We miss hearing you abuse that poor kid. It was never abuse. It was all shtick. All shtick. Isn't it weird that Bryce Harper still is not signed to a deal? And Manny Machado is not signed to a deal.
And Dallas Keuchel.
And
Marwin Gonzalez.
And Marwin Gonzalez.
This has been the strangest
Pitchers and
MLB.
catchers report today.
Yes.
And Bryce
Some
Harper
started yesterday, but yeah, more again today.
Bryce Harper doesn't have a team. He's not a pitcher or a catcher, but he's going to be report tomorrow.
Yes.
He's just like, well, I guess I'll go fishing. Hey, Chris, what are you guys doing? Well, I'm reporting for camp, Bryce. I'm with the Cubs. Oh, all right, I hope you have fun. Is Rizzo around or anything? He's coming to camp too. Oh. Hey, Trout, what's going on, man? Not much. Bryce is showing up for training camp here. Got the Angel situation. Oh. Hey, what's Shohei doing? Is Ohtani around? He's had surgery, but he's going to be here. Where are you calling from? At the house. Watching Netflix. Eating ice cream. Playing sad songs. Kind of miss my buddies and stuff. Want to see what you guys are doing. All right, man. Well, you take care. All right, Bryce. Maybe go get some exercise, man. Get a little sunshine. Poor dude just sitting there doing nothing. Another Cody. Is it just me, or is Dick Vitale incredibly painful to listen to? Yeah, he's Vitale. He is a caricature of himself. He is, oh, baby, it's showtime. Now, the one thing I will say about Vitale, I don't think I've met the man. I don't think I have. Maybe at the Final Four. I don't know. But the guy has raised millions of dollars for incredible, worthy causes. He has raised so much money for sick children, cancer-ridden children, for cancer research. I mean, he is a dynamo. I don't know of anybody alive. Now, I know Bill Gates and Warren Buffett donate millions and millions of dollars, but I don't know of anybody who has spearheaded more charitable causes and raised more money than Dick Vitale. But he's still painstaking as a broadcaster. I just can't take him. He's getting by on being Dick Vitale now, and that's what a lot of old veteran broadcasters do. They kind of ride off into the sunset. Look at Lee Corso. What's Corso bring to the table really on College Game Day other than, he's lovable Lee Corso? Herb Street always kind of has to pick at him a little bit, and he gets to put the mascot head on. And he's done at 11 and napping halftime, and then, that's kind of what old broadcasters do. And Vitale has been around the block for a long, long time. But what he brings to the table as a broadcaster, not very much. I don't think he was very well versed on LSU basketball before last night. I think he was learning about this team as the game took place in front of him.
And I think that's basically the theme of the country.
Yeah. Outside of the SEC Network guys.
Yes.
Those guys know LSU.
Yeah.
They know Auburn. They know Frank Martin.
They know Tennessee's not a fluke.
Yeah. Buddy, I'm telling you, though, that Duke win, that one scares me a little bit as far as someone being able to beat those guys. So far, they've lost twice, right? Syracuse in overtime, and
I know.
Another one was a buzzer beater. Their two losses were overtime and a buzzer beater.
And Boeheim, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
If somebody can get K, Boeheim's one of those
Right.
coaches.
Cody says, now I feel really bad about Vitale. No, dude, I am with you on I can't listen to him. But as a human being, he's done more for the planet than I ever ever, ever, ever will. It's kind of like Seinfeld. I like the fact that there are other people doing charity because that way I don't have to.
Exactly. And then you got a partner like Ravitch who's just embellishing him.
Right.
Who's,
Yeah.
not
Ravitch just thinking, when's baseball start?
And just don't.
Because I was shocked that he was doing the game.
No, me too. I was like, come on, leak some baseball information.
Yeah. Does he typically do college basketball? Is he Vitale's partner?
No, not usually.
I don't necessarily pay attention to the broadcasters unless it's Pash and Walton.
Yeah.
I love that stuff.
Yeah. Who doesn't want to see somebody eat a live candle?
Right. A lit candle. But, I watch the SEC Network games because that's typically where LSU and Arkansas have been located.
Yeah.
For the most part. And those guys, they're fine. I mean, Pat Bradley back in the studio, Peter Burns, an LSU guy, Bradley's an Arkansas guy. That's
really like Peter Burns. He's a good guy.
And so, I mean, they're easy to listen to, and they're just kind of like, okay, they fit. But Vitale he's a square peg in a round hole when it comes to covering LSU basketball. And he's not easy to listen to because of the phrases that he has to squeeze in. But Showtime says, Ravitch was awful. I don't even know how LSU was even in the game. They should have been blown out. I screamed, look at the scoreboard, Ravi. Yeah, they were never blown out. They were down by 9 3 times and just kept hanging in there, as Mitch Downey said, like a hair on a biscuit. So.
And how about, speaking of our buddy Mitch, how about a congratulations to him for being appointed the.
Well, they got him in good hands.
Yeah, he's a good man.
Mitch is a good dude. I'm a big Mitch Downey fan, as opposed to Morton Downey Jr. fan. Is he alive?
I think he finally died.
Morton Downey Jr.
I think he died.
Is he dead? Morton Downey Jr.
I'm going to go with the Fletcher gut, but I'm thinking he's not.
He's 18 years gone.
Okay.
Wow.
Where you been?
Back to over that goal line and back again. Morton Downey, where are you been?
He got all caught up in that Y2K thing, and people just got, dude, what happened?
Wow. March 12th, 2001. Jeez. I know most of my references are dated, which was unlike me in college. But still. From the Bayou Bell Waste Trash text line, this Mitch you love, is it like Donnie Brewer did, Mitch, who gets blanked up after dark? No, different Mitch. Two completely different situations. Way different. Let's just focus on put the blinders up, boys. Focusing straight ahead. All systems go. Tim Fletcher Show, 11:30 The Tiger. I don't think Kentucky fans are as apoplectic as I thought they would be about this. Not quite like Saints fans, how we were after the. And if you listen to Mike Thibodeau from earlier, he said the refs blew the call. Should have been goaltending on Cavell Bigby Williams and should not have been goaltending on Kentucky for having their hand through the cylinder. And Thibodeau knows a thing or two, 31 years as a basketball ref, 28 in the SEC, 15 consecutive NCAA tournaments. And he says that LSU basically got away with one in those final moments. So giddy up. Well, we deserved it. Take that, Kentucky Wildcats, the L.A. Rams of college basketball. You and your fancy haircut coach like the L.A. Rams have. Calipari and McVay got all that hair gel, all those young, really good athletes like the Rams have. Well, take that. At the Louisiana, you know what we call that? Louisiana Justice. Ding. We almost named Sid Louisiana Justice. Did I ever tell you my nickname in high school was Louisiana Justice?
Why was that, Flag?
Came down to Monroe. It was actually as I was graduating high school. Came down to Monroe for the little pike party thing. And I went in to the siesta, and they knew that we were from Monticello, Arkansas, my buddy Nat and I. And I said, "Are we the only ones from Arkansas, or what?" And they said, "Yeah, I guess so." And they said, I said, "So is it? If I lived down here, would I be a Louisianan? Would I be just us Louisianans?" And they went, "Just us Louisianans? You're saying you're just us Louisiana, and you're not even here yet? You're more like Louisiana Justice." And I'm like, "Huh?" And then we started playing quarters, and it stuck. And so they called me Louisiana Justice my entire time down at NLU. True story. True story. Sweet Lincoln's Mullet. I usually mute the TV and listen to LSU radio, but I couldn't last night because I recorded the game. I can tolerate Vital, but the lady ESPN has that I think called LSU's last game and has done college football in the past sounds like a cross between Reba McEntire and Howard Cosell. It's painstakingly awful. When whoever's in New England.
Use your one chance, fans, and don't let me down.
Reba McEntire songs. Let's see. I know who. The night the lights went down. Is there life out there? Consider me. When whoever's in New England is the one that I remember most. Whew, Reba. Got a little perm in there, I think. When whoever's in New England is through with you, and Boston finds better things to do, you know it's not too late, 'cause you'll always have a place to go. When whoever's in New England is through with you. This is Howard Cosell, Reba McEntire. June Buck says, "Here's your one chance, Fancy. Don't let me down." Yes. Tim Fletcher Show, 11:30 The Tiger, 9:33 is the time. Our show brought to you by the fine folks over at Landers Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Go to Landers.com, where they've got award winners all over the place. It's like walking in to a shrine. Motor Trend Magazine's SUV of the year, check. The Jeep. Motor Trend Magazine's Truck of the Year, Slovakia. The Ram truck. They've got the Czech and the Slovakia. Czechoslovakia. Is that still a country or not? All right, hang on. Yeah, no lie. Well, hey, history teacher. Czechos. I told Adam to pick me up something inside the Smithsonian. I didn't realize he was going to steal a relic. So I hope that hope we didn't get arrested. Czechoslovakia is no longer a country. Bum, 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 bum. A peaceful dissolution into the Czech Republic and Slovakia on January 1993. So, Morton Downey Jr. outlived Czechoslovakia. Most famous athlete from Czechoslovakia, Rogers. I think he was. I'm going to check. I believe Ivan Lendl was Czechoslovakian, wasn't he? Most famous Czech Vakian? Vakians? Ooh, I did not come close on that one. Most famous Czechs. Giant golf size Czechs. That's the most famous Czech there is. Did not know that. The famed poets, Svatoplula Czech, Ivan Devis, Ladislav Fuchs. I'll move on. Beauty queens. Wasn't shoot, didn't Rick Ocasek win the girl he married, Paulina Petros? Wasn't she Pavlina Poroskova? Yeah, there you go. Where are the athletes? They have Saints from Czechoslovakia. Who, Morten Anderson? I thought he was Danish. Jaromir Jaeger. Dominic Hasek. Those are big ones. Is Yvonne Lindell? H-I-J-K. Yeah, Yvonne Lindell. There we go. Martina Navratilova was Czechoslovakian. Chess player Richard Reddy. A lot of hockey players. Who else? Name a guy and I'll tell you if he's Czechoslovakian or not. If you said rock climber Adam Ondra, I would have said yes. Absolutely. Handballer Philip Jicha, Czechoslovakian. Tell me when this gets old. So there we go. Czechoslovakian. How did we do that? While were we on Czechoslovakian? No, it was Landers and Czech and then Slovakia. There we go. GoLanders.com, your home of the 59-minute car deal. I'm going to give them credit for about a 9-minute commercial there. Well, get ready, Denny. The bill's going to be larger this time. Give you a 9-minute commercial. GoLanders.com, the home of the 59-minute car deal. Landers Dodge, Chrysler Jeep Ram. We love Landers Dodge. We love our 2014 Ram truck. It is still blowing and going, man. We put some mileage on that thing. Landers Dodge, Chrysler Jeep Ram, 2701 Bend Road, just south of I-220 underneath the 2,400 square foot American flag. We'll be back right after this. Hitting cleanup for us here on the Tim Fletcher Show, it's First Choice Personnel. Make First Choice Personnel your last call. 797-7810.
Nicole from First Choice Personnel joining us. And Nicole, you know, we talk about how folks are looking for a job. They call you guys, 797-7810. There's also the other side of the coin where employers can call you as well.
Absolutely, Tim. We have not only warehouse workers, we have clerical, we have just people looking for jobs for week, people who are looking for permanent jobs. So if anyone's kind of looking for employees, you know, give us a call.
That's the way to do it. Your hometown folks over at First Choice Personnel, 797-7810.
The Bayou Bell Waste Boys are in studio with us. Clem McCullough, Russell Hall. It's got to be so fun working with people you care so much about.
Absolutely. Yeah, we have a great time every day, and I tell you, it's just so fulfilling to be able to support the local economy and hire people and be able to support families. We absolutely have a blast every day, and we certainly appreciate all your support.
Bayou Bell Waste, 671-9900, BayouBellWaste.com. Well, boys and girls, it's that time of year. The frosty months or weeks of winter. That's when you know you need Rapolo's insulation on your side. 865-5113. 865-5113. Get a free estimate from good old guy Brian Rapolo. He is what you would call an ace of spades dude. What a super good guy you'll get in Brian Rapolo. Remember, with Rapolo's insulation, they've got that magical insulation. Keeps the hot side hot and the cool side cool. Rapolo's insulation.
Welcome to Walk-On's Bistro and Bar, where every dish starts from scratch. Fresh ingredients bring our food to life. Mouth-watering cuisine, unique flavors, and we're always more than happy to share our Southern charm and culture. A love of life, family, food, friends, fun, sports, and celebrations. Walk-Ons. It's game day with the taste of Louisiana.
Have you seen all the trucks on Uri Drive? And I'm not talking about the ones swerving to miss potholes.
No, I know what you mean. 7500 Uri Drive, Chevyland. What did you call that place again?
The Land of Chevys.
The Land of Chevys at Chevyland. Sweetie, all those 2018 Silverados we see out front when we're driving down, you're going to start seeing a lot fewer of them.
What? Why?
$12,000 off select 2018 Chevy Silverado Crew Cab LTs. That's what I said, Allie.
They're on sale.
$12,000 off select 2018
Whoa.
Chevy Silverado Crew Cab LTs. I'm not going to say it a third time.
You should.
Chevyland. We care about you. 7500 Uri Drive in Shreveport, Louisiana.
People are looking for an employment situation where you're surrounded by folks that you like, doing work that you enjoy, and benefiting humanity. Hey, I know a place that can do all of that and more. Gibbsland Bank and Trust. It's not just a job, it's a career. Visit their website, gibbslandbank.com/careers, and join the great banking team.
11:30 The Tiger, your home for LSU sports, powered by Jack Spring Electric.
The Cleanup Hour, hitting fourth. First Choice Personnel. Make First Choice Personnel your last call. 797-7810.
11:30 The Tiger, Shreveport's home for sports.
Welcome back. Tim Fletcher Show at 11:30 The Tiger. It's a beautiful day here in Shreveport, Louisiana. So glad that you're deciding to hang around with us. Tim Fletcher at Rogers Hampton. Johnny C. has not commented on Adam's work today. Usually Johnny C. has given us a review of the last 2 days. He said this is the best Adam has sounded, but we haven't heard anything about that today. So, oh, nice. NFL Network is at Calvary doing a piece on their draft coverage. For their draft coverage. So giddy up. Buttercup. Bibbidoo. Skibbity bop. Skibbity bop, skibbity bop. So we are excited about the draft because, man, it's going to be a lot of fun with Greedy Williams, local young man, Calvary. Devin White, local young man out of North Webster. Jerry Tillery, local young man out of Evangel. Who am I missing? Greedy, Devin, Tillery. Who am I missing? Jalen Ferguson over at Tech. Is that it? Jazz at Northwestern. But as far as first-round guys, Devin, Greedy. Okay, yeah. We are efforting. No. We are efforting Tredavious for Friday on the program. We're trying. Trying hard. Hope to get him in. I know he's in town. Saw him. He was posing with Derek, our old buddy Derek Jacobs, at one of the workout facilities around town. They both are more physically fit than I am. That's a little shocking because if you see me, I think a lot of people look at me and go, man, that's a dad bod that I think a lot of people would kill for right there. You know? It is tough to pack all this inside this tiny little body. Years. I mean, because somehow or another, this same skeletal system that supported 160 pounds at 18 is now supporting about 280. How's that happen? Oh, because I got a bone-making disease. Draco just stopped through Swoop and got his saltwater taffy. Way to go, Draco. Swoop Stores, locally owned and operated. Swoop Stores. Where are you going to find Swoop? I'll tell you where you'll find Swoop. Industrial in Bossier City. And in Shreveport, just off I-49 on Burt Coons across from Home Depot. They've got sausage, egg, and cheese biscuits that are literally as from the tip of Roger's chin to the top of his head. It's that big. That's a big old biscuit. Yeah. Well, oh, you raised your hat up. Your head's bigger than I thought. Okay. And when your hat's pulled down, your head doesn't look that big. It goes right here. Yeah, it's like right there. It goes for, I thought it just cut off at your eyebrows. That cap really fooled me, man. But, yeah, they have got you covered, buddy. And Draco says this taffy is good. Yeah, I love their taffy. And you know who else loves their taffy? Cormier Family Dentistry. Eat all the taffy you want. And then call them, 868-4072. 868-4072. See, this is how we try to get our groups together, like the Bayou Bell guys have the cleanup crew that goes out and picks up the crawfish on the ice when the mud bugs score. People throw mud bugs on the ice. Well, the mud bugs in Bayou Bell are simpatico. They're all in it together. So we brought two sponsors together, you know. Well, we're doing it with Swoop and Cormier Family Dentistry. Go get your taffy, get a cavity, call Cormier. Get you one of them teeth cavities that the kids are talking about. It's all the rage now, man, I'm telling you. Rogers, have you seen one of the dumbest stories out there today?
Enlighten me, sir.
Birmingham leaders blindsided by city councilman's effort to woo the Oakland Raiders. Apparently, a city council man or city councilor William Parker has got this plan. He says the fans in Alabama love football. Obviously, the people in San Francisco do not. Obviously, the people in San Francisco and Oakland don't want them. And there's a fan base here for the Raiders. He says that I've gotten calls from a lot of citizens saying they've been Raider fans since they were kids. I just think we need to position ourselves as a city to be a sports destination. Why not have the Raiders be a part of our Birmingham family? That's interesting that he brings this up. City Council President Valerie Abbott asked the Birmingham Mayor Woodfin, what are the details on Councilor Parker's plan? Because I haven't found a council member who knows anything about it. And the mayor said, I'm unable to communicate anything to you about a proposal, so I couldn't articulate it to you. There has been nobody on our team that has talked to the Raiders organization, so there's nothing I can tell you because I don't know. The Arizona Daily Star of Tucson reported Tuesday that Tucson and Birmingham are partnering up on a plan to co-host the Raiders for 2019, but it did not include specifics on whether the Raiders are amenable to the idea. So there's an Arizona newspaper that heard about this city councilor's plan that the city council had not heard about yet.
Hey, they're already on a roll. UAB football is back. Birmingham Iron is back. What's the next logical step? An
The
NFL
Raiders.
team.
The
That's right.
Raiders.
An NFL team. Birmingham is the hub.
It's the hub of football right now.
SEC headquarters is there.
It just means more.
It just means more.
I would love for this to take place where the Raiders, but I want more teams involved. The Raiders should be like a traveling show.
They are kind of already a traveling freak show, aren't
Every
they?
one of their home games should be played in a different city. Birmingham, Shreveport.
This guy.
Start off like in Charleston. Teams, cities that are good, big cities that don't have NFL franchises. Absolutely. They play one home game in Charlotte, or I'm sorry, Charleston, and maybe Birmingham, Jackson, Shreveport, Albuquerque, Salt Lake City, Portland. Wait, this sounds like mine and Allie's vacation plan. Wait a minute. I'm looking at the wrong map. That's where we're going this summer. Charleston to Portland. Holy smokes. I need to make that plan to make it a fall thing so we can follow the Raiders. It really would make sense. No one wants them. San Francisco doesn't want them. Oakland doesn't want them. L.A. doesn't want them. They're a year or two removed from being able to play in Las Vegas. So let the Raiders just be like Oprah. You get the Raiders this week. You get the Raiders this week. And then in 2020, we can let the Rust Belt have some fun with them. They can play in Schenectady, Poughkeepsie, Akron, play in MAC stadiums next year. Would the Raiders sell out Independence Stadium if they had a home game here, Rogers?
I think so.
It depends on the weather.
Yeah.
The walk-up crowd. It depends on I ain't going, man. Like, how much they charge you for parking? $10? I ain't going up here for that. It's the Raiders are playing the Chiefs here, man. You sure you don't want to go to it's just an Independence Stadium. You don't want to go? $10 for parking? Ain't no way. It might rain, man. I ain't going up here.
And I don't want to get shot.
I want to get shot.
It is Raider Nation.
Have you seen I'd rather get Fairgrounds Field fixed up for Double-A baseball than I'd rather go see the Raiders play the Chiefs. Really, dude? You would rather? Wow. All right. The Raiders taking on the Kansas City Chiefs here on Monday Night Football live from Shreveport. 12,000 people here. You really thought that this city who's brought you Terry Bradshaw, Joe Ferguson, David Woodley, Stan Humphries, Tre'Davious White, Devin White, Greedy Williams, Jerry Tillery, Josh Moody, John David Moody, Brock Berlin, Troy Edwards. You'd think they might have turned out a little bit more tonight. I tell you, whoever's in New England is through with you. You left out Little Rock for the Raiders, Elk Rider says. Elk Rider says, isn't there a swoop in Natchitoches? I'm headed that direction. Yes, there is. Little Rock knowing they'd have to park on the War Memorial parking lot. I wish that they would go to play in Little Rock. We'd send Adam up there. He'd have to go if they played like the Seahawks, a team that, Adam likes, one of the 5 NFL teams that he cheers for. If the Raiders played the Seahawks in Little Rock, send Adam up there. He would have to put like Seahawks magnets on his car, park on the War Memorial golf course, and then come out and have people break off his antenna. Because that's his whole idea of what Arkansas fans are, because they broke his antenna off when he went up there to watch the LSU game. Not all Razorback fans are like that. Most of us would have slashed their tires, too. Must have been like a 6-year-old. That's like the first stage of fandom. Tearing off the antenna. What are you, some kind of amateur? Or as we call them in Arkansas, because of a Razorback fan, we call them hamateurs. You got to be a
Honey,
pro.
please get me a honey baked ham.
Honey baked ham for lunch today. I'm telling you. All right. We need to get one more timeout in. So we'll do it. We'll take a timeout. Our little show is brought to you by the wonderful people who make things happen, Captain. Cantina Laredo, the shops at Belle Meade on Uri Drive, gourmet Mexican dining. Boy, is their frozen margarita tasty or what? So many wonderful things. And remember, Cantina Laredo's, they're the ones who's been around for a while, buying those yearbook ads, buying those football program ads, supporting this cause and this fundraiser and that fundraiser. With all these new Mexican restaurants popping up in Shreveport, it's kind of nice to have the one restaurant that you can really count on. Always open. Cantina Laredo, the shops at Belle Meade on Uri Drive. We'll be back after this.
In the morning, don't say you love me.
The Cleanup Hour, hitting fourth. First Choice Personnel. Make First Choice Personnel your last call. 797-7810.
Hey everybody, this is Clint McCullough. I'm with my great friend and my general manager, Russell Hall. We're with Bayou Bell Waste. It's time to roll on to a new year. 2019 is here, and it's time to take a look at what you're spending on dumpsters.
Yeah, so if you look at that contract, that agreement, or even that bill that comes in this month and you realize you're paying way too much, give us a call at 671-9900
or BayouBellWaste.com.
If you're fishing, the last thing you want to do is to rebait your hook. But if you're getting insulation, a rebate is absolutely perfect. And right now, Brian Rapolo's Insulation, has got a really sweet deal going on through the SWEPCO rebate program, up to 60 to 75% off. It is a no-brainer. I'm telling you, it is a no-brainer. Give them a call, 865-5113, 865-5113. Sports World 8809, Juella in Shreveport, Louisiana, is your local uniform professionals since 1973. That's right, since 1973, they've been taking care of your school uniform needs, your softball uniform needs, cheerleader, baseball, football, basketball, you name it. And for you refs out there, they've got you covered as well. They got the striped shirts. They've got the sunglasses. They got everything you need. Sports World, 8809 Joella, just off 3132.
Northwestern State University is a school on the grow, topping 10,000 students. Of course, we all know the benefits of the Northwestern State Nursing School. It's amazing. Every time you go to see the doctor, you run into somebody who's gone to Northwestern State Nursing School. They have done so much for our community, and now they're doing even more for young folks around here who decide that, I want to go to college. I want to go somewhere far enough away but close enough for laundry. Northwestern State. It's a school on the grow and a school just for you. The Cleanup Hour, hitting fourth. First Choice Personnel. Make First Choice Personnel your last call. 797-7810.
11:30 The Tiger is your home for Wrestling Observer Live, weekdays at 2 p.m., where we talk pro wrestling from around the globe. Catch us this afternoon at 2, right here on 11:30 The Tiger.
11:30 The Tiger, Shreveport's home for sports.
Hey, everybody, welcome back. 11:30 The Tiger, a Tim Fletcher Show. Want to thank Cody Worsham for joining us earlier in the program. If you missed it, we'll have it on SoundCloud a little bit later on. If you missed the Mike Thibodeau segment on the goaltending situation with LSU in Kentucky, we'll have that on SoundCloud. If you missed Grish, we'll have that on SoundCloud. Anything. If you missed me singing the Laverne and Shirley tune to Making It Hate Duke, we'll have that on SoundCloud. And we'll have the live mic from the men's room on SoundCloud as well. Oh, my. Still don't know what that sound is. What? Was that supposed to be a tiger growling? Yes. Because we got it from the LSU Sports website. And that is, if Mike sounds like that, he needs to get to the vet.
All right, all right, all right.
That is not good. Whew. Huh. Light a match there, Mike. Good gosh, have a little respect for us over here. Good. Goobly goobly. We have had a good time today. Remember, no Patrick Netherton show today only. Patrick's on the road. But we will have Sports Talk with JJ and Bonsai Ben. We will, of course, have Hanging with Esther. And don't forget, the best outdoor show on the radio today from 11 until 1. I think they're letting Mike Eccles in the building again today. Yeah, this is like 37 weeks in a row they've let him in. This is like his longest streak ever being allowed inside a public place. Gary McCoy and, of course, Honey Hole, good old Steve Graff with Topwater, Jay Watley, wrangling them all in. That's all coming your way on Hook It Up, Track It Down, 11 to 1, the best outdoor show on the radio right here on 1130 The Tiger. Remember, download that 1130 The Tiger app. You can listen to all these shows and our show as well, and everything on the Tiger, outside of LSU Sports, on the 1130 The Tiger app. Download it. It's free. Go to your app store for iPhones and the Google store or whatever for Androids and get it. It's free. Officer Payne, rest in peace. And our dear friend Thomas LaValle, rest in peace, badge 1284. Kids, we'll see you tomorrow on a Hip Hap Happening Thursday. Soup!
Go marching by. Yeah!
KWKH, Shreveport, Bossier City. 1130 The Tiger, Shreveport and Bossier's #1 sports station.